You what?
Since coming back from TF Nation?
Since coming back from TFN, with me, Lawrence, and Sam have done a couple.
I remember the one that you asked me about because I wasn't very well.
Yeah, well, both of them we did was over on Lawrence's channel.
Fair enough.
Yeah, basically it was just like on a whim. He kind of like he rung me over Facebook Messenger because you can ring people and if you've got a stored number or whatever. So yeah, he just rung me out the blue about maybe 2 or 3 days after we got back from TFN, and he just like, "Oh, hiya, Nosy, how are you? And I'm missing you all." And he just said, "Oh, do you want to kind of go live?" And I thought you meant like that night. And I thought it's like 10 o'clock. I don't think. Well, Sam probably be up, but I don't know about Lizzie and everyone. And yeah, so I said, "Oh, about do it tomorrow." So the next day, we just on a whim just kind of went live. That's the one you said you weren't available, and then we did another one. Maybe I think we did another one talking about Star Wars. A couple of days later, again on Lawrence's channel. But I haven't done one on my channel. This is the only the only ones I've done on my channel is this one. So we are now live, by the way.
Yeah. Ding.
Ding. But anyway, just to clarify, hello everybody, we are now live. Just me and Lizzie having a little online date, is it?
Something like that.
Is it a date? It's a date.
Well, it was the plan. It was the plan to be one, but
we are recording this on a date. It's the 2nd of September. We are now in September, by the way. We're 2 days into September, which means we're 3 months away from Christmas.
Don't say that, shush.
There's Christmas movies already going up on TV, and I'm like, why? And apparently the range, I don't know if you've got a range. Yeah, we've got one. It's quite a distance away from us. It's more or less in Hull, but it's more the industrial side.
Is that where the old not Toy Master, the other one was? You know when we last toddled over to Toys R Us?
No, it's not there. It's another retail park. I think it's a bit more between. It's in between Hull and Beverley. I think it's Beverley's the next town next to after us, pretty much. But anyway, so it's quite a distance. It's kind of like between. It's kind of like I don't know, whatever.
You have one.
Yeah, so we have one roughly about kind of around our area, but apparently they've started to sell Christmas decorations already.
Someone's trapped in the closet.
What the?
How rude!
Random.
Are you watching porn?
No, I'm watching a horror game.
Horror game? Okay.
Yeah, RPG make a horror game called Paranormal Syndrome, I think. It just so happened that scene, there's a Japanese folk story about some kind of ritual you do, a hide and seek game, where you take a little stuffed toy, take out the stuffing, and put rice and like some of your blood in or something like that, and then something, I don't know, it's a Japanese thing, but apparently from the game it turns into a little stuffed killing machine with a little knife. So I am further in the game than that. It's something to play to look at something.
Yeah, there's quite a few games I really want to play, to be honest. I mean, there's I really want to check out the I know I'm massive out of the phase now because it's still spoken about and mentioned about on on YouTube. Like people do a lot of theory videos still about certain things that will happen within the series, and obviously I'm talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's games.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've been wanting to play them because I really like horror games and I like jump scare stuff. But jump scare stuff to a point. Even though I think jump scare stuff is overrated now. I kind of think, especially when it's like shaky cam and it ends up being a bloody dog. Something like that, you know. I remember actually going to see what horror film was it? It was a really shitty one. We actually thought it'd be very good. I went with Sam, and this was when I was with my ex. So we kind of like her friend, my ex, and Sam and me, all four of us went to Cineworld in Hull, and it's only like the second time I've ever been there. And so we just decided to go there for a change, and we went to see this horror film. I can't remember what it was called, but it was based around an exorcism or some sort of demonic, some sort of demon thing.
Oh.
And I thought, yeah, okay, I like demon possession films. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I watched it, and literally the most jumpiest thing of the whole thing was a dog. And that just says everything about how shit the flipping horror was in this film. I mean, there was like all this crappy suspense music, which I hate. Get rid of suspense music. It doesn't make any sense to me. I like it when horror was like where it's dead silent.
Yeah.
You don't get it anymore where it's absolutely dead silent and it's just, you could hear a pin drop type silent. And everyone that's watching the film is dead silent as well. And they're kind of like, what's going to happen next? And then all of a sudden something will just go boom, like right in front of your face and you would literally jump out of your skin. And that is what horror should be. Jump scares should be like that. I don't like it when they kind of put this kind of like this horrible, like crappy melody behind it. But that's what they did with that film. There was like this horrible melody for all the suspension scenes. Like there's whoop, whoop. No, kind of like in Psycho. It was like, when all you could hear was all that. Well, Psycho's an exception. That's a great film, by the way. But it's a cult classic. But yeah, like I mean, it's like everything was like all this over exaggerated soundtrack, and you're like, and then literally. Basically, there's this point where they're in this, I think it's this old abandoned house. This is where the lass has gone to when she's been possessed by something. And so they're in this house, and I think it's either the boyfriend or the love interest is trying to find her, and I can't remember now. It's forgetful. But yeah, so they walk around this house. It's pretty much really poor lighting, and there's stuff flying around everywhere because of the poltergeist / demon thing. And then all of a sudden you just kind of like walking around and the suspense music comes up and you think, okay, we're going to get a jump scare in a moment. The only thing people actually jumped and screamed of was actually happened to be a dog that just happened to kind of like appear. It was this little like Labrador retriever, golden retriever, and it was just like looks up at the screen and barks. They're not a bad bark, just a bark. And people just went, fucking hell. And there's me and Sam just like, did you just jump at that? Did you all just flipping jump at a dog? You know? I'm just like, seriously? This is why horror's going down? People don't have an idea anymore. I mean, like, I like sadistic weirdos that like to... I love like the whole sadistic horror films, you know, like body horror where like people get ripped apart and things like that. I'm just sick in the head anyway. Mainly because I've been watching horror films since I was like 13.
Oh. Have you seen Videodrome?
Who?
Videodrome.
No.
Oh God, who did it? Cronenberg? What's it? I can't remember the film now. Videodrome with Debbie Harry.
No.
Like an 80s one. That's got interesting body horror.
I haven't seen all of them from like the 80s or 70s. I've only seen the odd one or two that are kind of like what I would deem as cult classics.
Yeah.
I really love horror stuff like I love like Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser. Personally, I think Hellraiser 2 is better because the makeup and special practical effects on that woman that comes out the mattress is amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen
when they're like in a nightclub and some of the DJ and stuff get turned into the Cenobites as well.
I can't remember now. It's been a while since I watched Hellraiser, but no, I mean the second one. There's this really awesome scene. I can't remember if she's in the first one or she's kind of like a new character that comes into the second one. But anyway, so this woman, she essentially there's this mattress, and it's just blood everywhere. And this woman, she's got no skin. She's skinless. She's literally been skinned. This woman's been skinned, but she's become kind of like a demon. So it's kind of like she comes out of this bloodied mattress, literally from inside the mattress, and she slowly starts coming out of it. She's in absolute sheer agony because her body's on fire because she's got no skin. So all contact is painful. She's screaming her head off. And it's just the whole scene of seeing this woman completely skinned and her screaming her head off at every movement and every motion she was making. And then slowly throughout the movie, I think she kind of, she finally gets her skin back through kind of like her sacrifices, I think. I think she kind of feasts some people and kind of like, I don't know, her skin then grows back. But she's kind of one of the entities that are in the second Hellraiser. Well, Hellraiser films are amazing. The first 3 are pretty good. Anything after 3, don't watch.
I think I've seen 1 and 2, but I don't think I've seen. Oh, no, it might be on Shudder actually. It might.
I haven't seen all of them. I've got the first 3 on DVD. I've got the original 2 as a 2-pack, and I picked up the third one pretty cheap. I've heard about apparently the third one's like the last one that was actually kind of decent. After that, they kind of go pretty much like B-movie. You know, very stupid. But I just love Pinhead. I just love his lines. It's just like, you know, yeah, it's just like, are you an angel or something? It's like, are you a demon? It's just, and I'm like, I am an angel to some, and some, I can't remember this. Anyways. But yeah.
I mean, I was sitting watching a few. Oh, I don't know if I told like the last conversation we had with the guys. I taped a movie called The Sand, and it's like party goers on a beach, and then they wake up and the sand's trying to kill them. It's a really B-movie kind of movie, but it's one of these ones that you kind of feel like. I would say empathy, not empathy. You understand what the killer's going through, except the killer's sand, so you can't exactly. Whereas if you watch My Bloody Valentine, the new one, not the old one, again the killer was sort of quite outcast by the popular people.
I really like My Bloody Valentine, the new one. Anyway. The guy with the pickaxe.
Yeah, the guy with the pickaxe.
I loved that. That was the last best proper slasher film, I think.
I saw that.
It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't brilliant.
Not by any means.
Hmm?
A lot of the B movies aren't brilliant, but you quite like them for the sort of.
It's not a B movie though.
Well, no, I mean,
My Bloody Valentine's a proper legitimate slasher.
There's that one. I mean, isn't it based on one like in the 80s though?
Yeah, there's an original one, but then they made a remake. But I haven't seen the original. I've only seen the remake. But I thought as remakes go, I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't perfect, don't get me wrong. But, you know, obviously the acting's terrible, but end of the day, they all get killed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's kind of like, I just really I've always loved slashers. And I love Halloween. I love Nightmare on Elm Street, Jason. You know, I love all those proper iconic slashers.
Speaking of remakes that aren't that good, but I quite enjoyed, have you heard of House on Haunted Hill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the new one, the 1999 one, like last night as well. And again, it's not by anywhere.
No.
Well, it's not brilliant, but I quite liked it.
Oh no, I mean that's the thing with horror. Horror, in a nutshell, aren't very good. What it is that what I love from horror is when you can tell that the actors are generally terrified, where they actually put these actors into actual situations where they are physically shitting themselves, but at the same time trying to keep their act together to obviously play the part.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few where you can really tell. Like, look at the Blair Witch Project. That's a prime example.
Oh yeah.
There was barely any sort of directory with that film. Obviously, there would have been.
Yeah.
But apparently, behind the scenes of that movie, they simply had these really young actors. And I don't even think some of them were actually actors. I don't know if there was some people like makeup artists and things like that, like people behind the scenes. But anyway, there were, these like unknowns in a way. And they kind of just said, right, we went into this black forest that I think was supposed to have like rumors of being haunted. And they said, right, okay, we're going to make a movie out of this. Right, so they kind of like dropped these people off in the middle of this pitch black forest, and all they had was a torch and a camera.
Yeah.
So their sheer terror is literally being recorded for real. So that woman when she's kind of the famous scene where that lassie's kind of staring down the camera and she's kind of snotted up and just terrified. All you can hear is all these like weird noises in the background, and that's the famous thing. And personally, I'm not a big fan of the Blair Witch Project. I understand where they were going with it, and I respect the film as it is a classic. But personally, I never really got into it as much as other people, and I thought I would. I thought I'd really enjoy it, but it's not one of the best. But what I like is that they were actually really genuinely showing the terror of these young actors, and specifically this lass who actually became the main character in the end. But yeah, I mean, I like it. But you don't see it happen anymore because the reason why horror's become shit is because censors. The British censors are the worst. That is why, if you want to maybe see about horror in the future, you best go in independent horror.
There are some really good independent ones. I say,
because that's the only way to get around the censorship. Independent horror, or go Netflix. Get rid of the middleman. But the thing is, there's a lot of crap on Netflix as well.
I mean, what I used to do when it was Halloween was go on, when I used to have Netflix, was go on Netflix and go on Amazon Prime and look at the sort of some of the lowest rating ones, see what they're like. Because sometimes, even though it's lowest rating, you might find a gem that it's so bad it's good. But
yeah, well, whenever a horror is coming out and they make it a 12 or 12A, I'm like, no, what you doing? It's not for kids. Horror's an adult genre. Horror is for adults. It's not for kids. Hence why you see naked men, naked women having sex, and you see people being slaughtered. You see, limbs being chopped off, all that stuff. It's not for kids' eyes. It's for adults, or for those that are a bit fucked in the head, like myself and Sam. But it's the problem is horror now is that everyone's got so. People are so sensitive now. It's just like, I mean, I don't know. I just miss the good old proper classic horror where they wasn't shy to show you how sick and sadistic they could go with these films, and how really clever with the props and the practicality of the effects and the makeup. You don't see that in horror anymore. It's all bloody like some guy dressed in a bloody hoodie with a knife. You're like, that's just like a normal Friday night. You know what I mean? That's Hull on a Friday night. Some chatty bloody chav with a bloody hoodie on with a knife. That's
but also is modern day fears as well. It's not, back when there wasn't that many, we didn't know much about the world. The site is Creek or whatever. Your mind could think of whatever. Nowadays we know a lot of things. So what's going to scare us? Some twat in a hoodie.
Yeah, that's not going to scare me.
That's what most people are afraid of. I mean, you still get your standard clowns. I mean, the second part of it started filming, if not already. I mean, that's still a classic.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, horror's not for everybody. Obviously, it's a particular, like my dad. I mean, it's actually what you could call a bit of a black comedy. Where it's kind of very, very dark, kind of stupid humour. But I watched for the first time properly. I've only kind of seen it from about halfway through. I've never seen it from the beginning. And I watched. It's pretty much. It's kind of like you could say like a trying to be George A. Romero. It was a zombie movie, by the way, and I checked. It's on Netflix. And I think it's called Revenge of the Dead, or no, The Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead, that's right. And it was released in 78 or 79 or something like that. And it's not directed by George A. Romero. It's a completely different director, but it's trying to produce. They actually reference George A. Romero's original zombie movies.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like a homage / respect to him, but they use some amazing practical zombie effects in it. It is literally, yeah, for today's standards, you can see, yeah, that's a prop, or that's a guy in a suit. But it's just so well done, and in some cases, it's actually quite funny. Obviously, because it is supposed to be kind of like a black comedy as well. But it's yeah. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was. I don't, even though the film itself's crap, the structure, the storyline doesn't make any sense. But it's for me, practicality in films. Practicality in films back then just wins me over every time. It's just, yeah, okay. The important thing, you need to have substance. In everything you do as a film, you have to have substance. You have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. That is how stories go. You know, you got to have some sort of substance. But sometimes in horror, you don't have substance, and it can still kind of be, oh, that was actually pretty fun. But then you get somewhere they try too hard with the substance, and then you lose the audience completely. And then you've got somewhere just simply just don't put enough effort into it, and you can tell, and it just flops. And that is what we see at the moment with horror. It's just, you barely see much practicality except for maybe a stab wound or a slash across the chest or something. That's probably the only practical makeup you would probably see in horror now. For the most part, it's all off camera, kind of like what's just happened to that person. You don't really see what happened to them as you would have done back then. You know, like, I remember literally, this is actually a funny story, actually. The first horror film I actually saw, I was probably 12 or 13 years old, and it was on Channel 5 on TV. And I will blame my mum for this, unfortunately. God rest her soul. But yeah, I will blame my mum for this because she kind of shouldn't really shout it down the stairs to tell me not to watch it in the first place. Basically, my mum and dad went up to bed. And this was a Saturday well, it was one at school anyways. And must have been weekend, probably Friday night, Saturday night. And I was just chilling out downstairs as I always used to do. Never went to bed early. Then about 5-10 minutes after they went upstairs, I just heard my mum shouting down the stairs like, "Johnny, what? Whatever you do, you can watch whatever you want. Just don't go on to Channel 5. I don't want you to watch that film that's on Channel 5. I went, why? They said, I don't want you to watch it. I'm not telling you. I'm like, fine. Typical curiosity of a kid. I just turned it on to Channel 5. And it was at the really awesome scene where a girl got put on a hook. And it was obviously Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. Yeah. And I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love those films. Well, the original one's great. Anything, and I think they made quite a few, didn't they? Like from the same decade, same time frame. They made quite a few of them, but the first maybe one or two of them are actually quite good. But the first original one is brilliant. It's just, you don't really. What I love about it is that, like I just said, it's the general terror of the cast. They were generally terrified. You can tell that with their performances. The women were generally terrified. The guys were generally terrified. But anyone would be. It's a guy wearing an actual someone's face, not his own, somebody's face he's made as a mask, running at them with a bloodied apron and a flipping chainsaw. You would generally be terrified of that. And that is the perfect thing, is that anybody, don't care who you are, don't care if you bloody lift weights, or if you're some sort of bloody big guy who thinks he's a freaking hard ass, you would shit yourself if you saw somebody running at you with a chainsaw. Especially wearing an actual human skin face as a mask. I just love it.
It's about math as well, regardless of whether it's human or not. You can't see the face, you can't see. You can only see the eyes, and that's it. And if you're wearing somebody else's face, in this case, it is just skin, that explains it even more.
I mean, like I said, I remember watching it. Like I said, I just turned it over at the crucial moment, the famous moment where he picks up that lass and just shoves her back right onto this big hook. You don't see any blood or anything, but you know what's happened. But that's the thing about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. It's psychological. It's psychological horror, and you don't see that much now. I mean, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, anything slasher, because essentially, what's his name? What does he go by? Leatherface. That's right. That's his name. Leatherface. Leatherface is actually part of the slasher genre. Even though he uses a chainsaw, it's still seen as a slasher. So he's part of the slasher legacy. But he's, I've always been more partial to a good slasher film, but there's barely been any real good ones ever since the remakes that Rob Zombie did of Halloween.
There was one that's not.
They did one called Smiler or Smiley.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Crap.
They're quite.
If you say that was good, I will literally turn this camera off now.
I was going to say I quite liked it. I didn't say it was good. I said I quite liked it.
Oh, so you thought it was good?
The difference between liking
it happens until the end. Nothing happens until the end, and that is the running problem with horror films now. Nothing happens until the last 20 minutes of the film. Same with Paranormal Activity. You can literally.
Paranormal Activity. I mean, the second one, the only reason I kept watching it is because they had a little pool cleaner. So they started off during the night, and they had all the MacGuffin going on, and they pick up the pool cleaner. It's like, yay, the pool cleaner survived, and then it didn't. I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Right.
What was one I watched one called Asylum, which was kind of a bit weird, and the biggest part that freaked me out was one of these scenes with a demonic possession. The girl did like a crab walk, and that freaked me out.
Yeah, it's designed to. Because it's kind of because it's not the only movie that's ever done a crab walk.
Oh no, it's not the only one. I mean, did the Exorcist do it in the actual movie though?
Nope.
Is it a deleted scene where she's walking down the stairs?
Yes, that scene was actually cut off for DVD release.
Yeah.
When apparently that crab walk was the actual scene that apparently back at the time when The Exorcist first released, there was people fainting and vomiting in the cinema.
Ooh.
It was that traumatic for people because obviously horror was still fairly new, and plus I think that came out in the 70s. Yeah. So yeah, it was still fairly new, and a lot of people were still kind of coming to the idea of a horror film. And apparently a lot of people that aren't used to it went to see this film thinking they didn't really think what it would be like. And apparently there's a few scenes in there that were quite traumatic. So in the theatrical release, it was the fully uncut version that they've now released on Blu-ray. You can now get the full. I've got it anyway. You've got the full actual theatrical release, which is the full intended cut. But yeah, apparently obviously The Exorcist was originally banned in the UK after its cinema release. There's a few films actually that got banned in the UK. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre got banned as well. There's quite a few horror films that was banned because the UK censors thought they were just literally diabolical.
I mean, there's the case of the Driller Killer that was released. And that again was banned. I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, yeah, like I say, I mean, there's a lot of films, quite a few films that the UK censors wouldn't allow, and even sometimes even America bans some films. But like I said, over time, they kind of got released over time. So, like, obviously, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they released the actual theatrical cut, and then they released the director's cut, which had like additional scenes. I love director's cuts because director's cut is what the director intended to begin with, but because he was probably strung out by the censorship and by the production company, you can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can put a poor defensive scale on a hook, but I can't do anything else. Stupid twats. Don't make any sense. But anyway, but like I said, horror, it's not for kids. And the censorship censors have kind of there's barely any. If you notice now, there's very, very little horror films that are coming out as an 18 rated. They're all 15 or under. And as soon as a horror comes out and it's under 15, like a 12A, I won't even go and see it because I know it'll be crap because it's looped down and all it'll be is shaky cam horror and you won't even really see anything.
I know Cameron and I are planning to go see Slenderman. It might even be next week whenever it comes out.
I'm thinking of seeing it. I've heard it's not that bad. I've heard it's a few critics have actually given it a pretty decent rating. But like I said, I mean, it's a dying thing anyway. They should have brought it out when it was a hot thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is like many years in mind.
It's creepypasta, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was a thing when I was at college, and that was like 2009 to 2011. So
the thing is, there's much better creepypastas out there, and I've listened to. There's a few of them on YouTube. People have done like actual proper narrative to it, where somebody has like reading it out, and they've got this really nice, this interesting atmospheric music behind it, and it kind of just.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like Mr. Creepypasta. He does a good. I'll often put him on when he's do it when I'm. I don't like getting ready for work with music on because then, or like on going to the bus, I'll often have Creepypasta on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was me. So whose fault is that? I quite like. There's one called I think it's like Under the Skin, and it's about a girl. Her cat starts to itch, and she's like, "Oh, no, that's fine. I've been, cats itch. They just do. It's annoying, but there's nothing much you can do about them."
That's great.
But then the cat really starts to itch, and like so much is like claws and a lot. It's a bit gory, and it turns out the cat had been bitten by a reclusive, like a brown reclusive spider or something, whose bite is so itchy, you just can't get rid of it. And the very last scene is like the boyfriend finds the girl's corpse all completely like torn apart and blood under her fingernails, and as she's looking, a spider crawls out of her mouth, and I'm like, oh god. Anything about spiders where they're not supposed to be is not a good one. There's another one about like a guy that's come back from an exotic trip, like one of these old style English professors talking about how their donkey had some kind of massive spider inside them. And the end of the story, the guy is talking to the professor, goes, oh god, what would happen if it comes to England? And the professor just goes, it already has. His neck snaps back and these long spindly legs come out of his mouth. I'm like, oh god, can't deal with that. But I quite like those kind of stories. I mean, there's, like anything, there's lots of different ones depending on what you're into. So there'll be My Little Pony. Well, there is My Little Pony ones.
There's I don't get it.
I heard "Ain't" and then it stopped.
Yeah, I can hear myself for some reason. There, it's gone now. But yeah, there's a couple creepypastas based on NLP. One of my favourite ones is Zelbit. The ones I really like are the ones based around Pinkamena. I don't even know if you know who Pinkamena is. Pinkamena is pretty much the alternate psychopathic version of Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, I kind of know of.
Yeah, she comes into it in a couple of episodes. Pretty much all Pinkamena is. Well, fans have called her Pinkamena, but it's just Pinkie Pie. But it's whenever there's times where she's depressed about something, her colour fades to a much duller pink, and her hair goes real long instead of being curly. And there was an episode that they did. It was actually for a girls' cartoon, hence why I keep saying it. This is why I watch it, because it's not a stereotypical girls thing, and girls would have been pretty squeamish about this, but I can see boys would have really enjoyed it because it's a bit weird. Basically, Pinky Mina, she's pretty much she kind of loses her mind in an episode. Even though she loses her mind all the time, but this one she really loses her mind. She's long story short, she thinks her friends have forgotten her birthday, and all of it. Yeah, every time she kind of sees one of her friends, they just rush off, and she's left to kind of like bewildered. Don't know why, and yeah, so pretty much there's a really cool thing where basically Rainbow Dash is literally like the fastest one. She's a Pegasi, and she's my favorite character, and pretty much she's trying to get away from Pinky, but Pinky being Pinky, she's like she's basically MLP's fourth wall breaker, pretty much. She literally is a living. She is literally her character is a fourth wall breaker, which means anything. She can like pop up from the ceiling. She can literally come out of a toilet. I don't know. She literally is that type of a character. They can literally just use her to come in and do random stuff. But basically, yeah, she's put Rainbow Dash is trying to get away from her, but Pinky literally is there all the time, and that is kind of freaky. And then, yeah, pretty much she found out later, basically, all her friends are actually trying to set up this surprise birthday party. They're trying to keep it a secret, hence why they've been running away from her. And they did it at Applejack's farm, which is one of the main characters, Applejack. And they set it up in one of the barns. So Pinkie Pie actually follows, I think, Rainbow Dash to the farm, and she kind of knocks on the farm door. She kind of peeks in, and she's just kind of like, "What's going on?" Kind of like real sadistic, weirdly, and she's kind of like, "Oh, nothing, Pinky. We're just kind of like hanging out." And was like, "I thought you guys were all doing this and doing that and doing that." And then she kind of gets real paranoid, and then she goes home, and then nobody hears from her, and then all of a sudden she starts getting real. Pinky Mina comes out where her coat goes real duller, much a duller pink, and then she kind of like goes psychopathic. And pretty much she then adopts this multiple personalities disorder, which is actually quite dark for a girl's cartoon. Pretty much she kind of like, she's made other friends. She's like, she's got like all these things from around the house, like a broomstick, a stone, a rock, all these different things that obviously are not alive, So yeah. She's kind of like, having a tea party with all these things and she keeps kind of like playing the parts and kind of like multiple personality problem, and she gets really kind of creepy. And ever since that episode, she's really made an impact on a lot of the fan base and made creepypastas based on her. And there's a few where there's one called Cupcakes. You need to read the Cupcakes, even if you don't watch the series, at least watch.
I think I've read that one. If you bear me, I just need to. Mum's wants a takeaway, so I'm just gonna get. But that's what I am listening. It's just I was ordering takeaway at the same time.
Okay.
Mum wants to. Whoopsie.
Well done.
You can now look at the ceiling while looking.
Everybody clap! Everybody clap! She just killed a laptop.
It's not my fault. It's Mum's TV table.
No, it's your fault. You put it on something that wasn't stable. So it's your fault.
Oh, what am I standing on?
Shadow.
No.
Is it something off Tarn?
Huh?
Is it something off your Tarn figure?
Oh no, Tarn's fine. He's hanging out a bit. Oh god.
But you bought it, paid nearly what? 90 quid for it?
No, God.
You paid about 90 odd quid for it and dropped it 3 times and snapped one of his antennae, I think.
3 times? I dropped it 3 times.
You did. You dropped it at least 3 times. I owned mine for like over a year and mine never even broke once.
You love yours like I love mine.
I loved mine. I was constantly playing with it. That sounds incredibly wrong. Anyway.
There we go.
And we've got a watcher. I don't know who it is.
There we go. That's better. Yeah, Mum's. It's the same one I always use when we're doing like the usual chats. Mum's TV table.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have my own TV. I don't have my own TV, to be honest. I think. Yeah. Luckily, my mum did ask me to buy takeaway. I'm not just randomly stealing her card to order takeaway. But no, as I've got Tarn, he's currently kicking out, lying at the ceiling. I've got Kaon, who's still in his box, which I didn't realise that Kaon's blind. The electric chair one's blind. He's got no eyes. Add that and no. So I've got him. I was looking to get a boss, but that might be next payday. But I've got to buy. I'm hoping to buy. I don't know if I'm done it yet. Me and my friend Cameron were planning on going to Derby for another MCon, as Robert Llewellyn is going. So I need to complete my Red Dwarf. Well, I've still got Craig Charles to get as well. But if I get Robert Llewellyn at MCon on October, I'll only need to get Charles for Red Dwarf. Then I've completed my Red Dwarf collection. Cool. Don't know who else is going. And then I'd say I'm back in. I got already signed in. Then I think, did I show you that the lady from Doctor Who, Ingrid Oliver, is going to MCon next year?
Oh yeah.
I really, really want to meet her.
Cool.
I did a cosplay of her like ages ago at one of the conventions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've shown you a picture of me doing a cosplay, have I? Apart from the usual, the tower one I did like many, many years ago. I wonder. Do it on here. But so, when did you say you had your interview?
Sorry?
When did you say you had your interview, or have you already had it?
No, it's Tuesday. I have my interview.
Oh, fair enough.
We might have a bit of a what do you call him, troll watching us at the moment. I'm not going to say what he said, but yeah, it was kind of something that was from kind of at you. So I just reported it and blocked it. Yeah, because we've got 3 people watching, and I think one of the people watching is likely a troll.
Fair enough.
But don't worry about it. I just, like I said, I've just.
But I mean,
I blocked it. Sam's watching us as well. Don't know if you want him to pop on with us.
He's more than welcome to join if he's available. It's up to you. I mean, if you don't want to be able to join, it's
Yeah, but
yeah. If Sam's available, he can more than welcome to come join. Mind you, as soon as Sam comes,
Sam's just come back saying it is a troll. The channel is empty of content.
Oh well, we're not doing it, and we're not. That's the problem. It's like
That's the only thing about live broadcasting. You do get a lot of trolling around with live broadcasting, but you can't help it.
oh yeah, I mean, we're not doing it for anybody. We want to have a quick chat. We're having a quick chat, regardless of what people think of us.
You may be coming on with us, right? So let me just
Let's go hide everything so Sam isn't aware. Well, he's been watching us, hasn't he?
You know what'd be really fun? What we should do?
Go on.
Both, right? I'll send him the link, and we both hide and wait for him to come on and make him think that like somehow disappeared.
What is he not still watching? Would you not just heard that?
Likely watch that, yeah. Probably. I don't know.
I think it's a good idea though. Probably too late, but you know.
Yeah, it's probably too low. I'm only joking. Right. Sam boy is a gay bo. Sam is gay.
That one out. He's got this mic you want to need back on.
Who?
Sam.
I'm just put back. I am watching this, you know, right? I know.
Oh,
Sam boy is a gay bo.
Hey.
Nelsey.
Yes.
The murdiest bastard. Honestly. Seriously, there's better places than a lot of the YouTubes do a live chat with your girlfriend, especially if you're going to get naked.
Well, you know, when you're not.
Another something called YouPorn, RedTube.
I don't want to know how you know that.
It was seen this man's internet history.
I dread to think what's in his internet history.
Well, considering some of the pictures he sent me the last week, it's very, shall we say, interesting.
Oh, you, John, as soon as Sam comes on, Shadow's going to appear.
Oh, awesome. I love him. It's awesome.
What do you want, Shadow? You heard the word takeaway and you want in that, don't you?
Oh, I'd love to cuddle him. But unfortunately, I can't physically reach with the camera and take him. Anyway, glad I'm on, because I actually wanted to ask Lizzie something.
Oh.
It's not that bad, honestly. It isn't that bad.
That doesn't end well. Okay, sure.
Firstly, I apologise. I completely forgot to bring that My Little Pony thing that you wanted to TF Nation.
Oh, well. Yeah, I suddenly realised halfway through, I owe you money for something.
Yes, but but don't worry about it. If whenever you're next in Hull, I'll bring it. I'll give it to you when you're next in Hull, so no worries. I completely forgot to take it with me to TF Nation. But anyway, I was wondering, Lizzie, if you would all be interested in possibly reading something I wrote. I would like you to your opinion on it.
Yeah, I'll send it through. Or
is it a creepypasta? Because we've been talking about creepypasta.
It's not a creepypasta. It's
you fail.
I've actually never written a creepypasta. It's actually something I'm currently in the works of, involving a demonic vampire unicorn.
Right. Okay.
It's an idea that came to me a while ago.
Format, it's easier. Soon I'll read it for you. Shadow. No.
It's not actually finished yet. I'm still in the process of writing it. But I thought you might be interested, Lizzie. It's your type of thing.
Yeah, as soon as you feel like you were ready to send it over, just pop it over a message or whatever, and I'll.
Fantastic, because I just want an outside opinion. I mean, Knowles is pretty familiar with my work, but I'd like an outside opinion as someone who's never actually read anything I've written. So thank you. I'll send you something later tonight or tomorrow or whenever.
Yeah, I think whenever it's convenient. Go over there, Shadow.
But ladies and gentlemen, I will say this: next week is going to be a killer for me because I am doing a full week of night shifts.
Oh God.
How are you doing nights? I thought you were closed at 6.
We do, but we do have a night team that does stock rotation and stuff as the refit. So a week today, I'll be doing a full week of 6 PM to 6 AM.
Oh no, that's very long.
It's going to be interesting. But I'm thinking of the money.
So that's always it.
Is I've actually worked it out that considering it's each day I'll be doing it is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So that's 12 hours. My average shift is 4 hours, so that's basically 3 shifts. So 3 shifts. I don't need my calculator here. I'm terrible at maths. So
You cheater.
that's 1 shift by 3. 3 shifts is 4 and 8 is 12. So 3 shifts. Oh no, I'm not good at this. So if I'm doing 3 shifts in 1 day, I forget to do it on your fingers. 3 and 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 3,
12, 14,
3,
20.
6, 9, 12.
120.
The 12, that's 12 shifts.
176.
So that's, let's see, 4 shift 12. 1, 2, 3, 5. Basically, I'll be doing about just over 2 weeks worth of work in 1 week.
Wow.
That's probably about a week's extra pay, roughly. I think. I'll get overtime. I'll get time and a half as well because I'm going past midnight. I don't quite know exactly how much I get. Probably 2 additional weeks. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just thinking of the money more than anything because a lot of people at work are like, Sam, is it true you put your name down for that week of night shifts? Yeah, it is. Are you insane? Oh no, I just thought I'd give it a try. You're mad. That's what a lot of people have been saying. Yeah. There's only 8 people altogether that are doing it on that week, so it's going to be pretty quiet.
I used to get that a lot when I did nights. I used to say, well, people were like, are you only here for the money, John? I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah, why do you think everybody work? It's why you work, for the money. It's no other reason. You might get on really well with your workmates, but you're all there for the same reason, to get paid.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I might end up doing overtime next week because the queue's going to start quite high. But it depends on sort of how it goes because we'll have another team member, whereas it used to be just 3 of us. Shadow, what are you doing? Sorry, Shadow, I didn't need to.
Thank you for your credit card details.
Not my credit card for a start, also it's a debit card.
Thank you, Mrs. Sam. I will have a burger and a kebab, please.
You're like...
How's it been since TF Nation?
Not bad.
Yeah, it's alright.
I've killed a few people. They're literally just beside me right now, decapitated, and I've eaten their innards. Made a nice Chianti with a nice Chianti.
If anybody's killed anybody, it's Mindy.
This is the third day of Shadow I've had. The other 2 ran away, so
Well, I'm all up to date. I'm kind of off topic, I suppose, but I'm all up to date on the MLP Season 8 now. I've just watched the most recent episode, so there's 2 episodes left to go until the end of that season. And then the big question will be, is next year the final season? I actually think it will be. Originally, I didn't think it would be, but I'm beginning to think more and more that Season 9 is going to be the final season. I won't say for definite until HasCon, because I'm like 99% sure that Hasbro will officially announce it at HasCon next year as to whether or not it is the final season.
It's like the final countdown.
The final countdown. I love that song. I've literally, all I've been doing for the last 2 weeks due to TF Nation nostalgia is Transformers related stuff. All I've been doing is either listening to Stan Bush, looking up Transformers related stuff, or
I still need to listen to his CD yet that I bought.
Oh, I've been listening to it for the last, just like every night for the last week.
I've got it here anyway.
I need to get his other one, Till All the One. I haven't got that one.
Yeah, I've had my TF Nation list thing on it. It's all different types of Transformers music. So it's either like theme songs or.
Did you buy anything at TFN this year, Lizzie?
Bought a load of things at TFN.
I didn't actually know if you did, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I bought a whole load of things. As John keeps. Well, I bought Tarn. He's been looking around.
She dropped it 3 times and broke it.
Oh, who cares? I've dropped stuff and broke it. I dropped the salad bowl. I dropped the salad bowl an hour ago and smashed it into tiny bits.
Hold on.
I'd say the things I actually wanted, I managed to get. So I got my Tarn. I got my. Let me move shadow for a moment. My Masterpiece Barricade, and I got the Studio Series Lockdown, which was the sort of 3 things I desperately wanted. Nick was selling an Auto Assembly Bad Cop, the redo of the Transformers Prime Megatron done as Barricade. So I got that, and I got a Megatron whilst I was again from one of my friends. And then a few days when I came back, the third party version of K-On! Came through as well. So I've still got him. The next one I'm thinking of getting is the Mastermind Creation version of Voss. What are you fiddling? What are you fiddling with?
A figure called Blot from Power of the Primes.
I'll admit, I really like her. She's a nice figure.
That is a nice figure. She's really quite streamlined design, isn't she?
I didn't even know they did an Elite one for Power of the Primes. It was literally love at first sight. I just saw her as like, how much is that? Like 25 quid. Take that money right now. There's my money. Take it. Yeah. To be frank, no, I'm actually looking at starting a collecting the Fembots because I've got Windblade.
These guys are awesome as well.
The Hascon exclusive RC, and obviously now I've got Elite 1, so I'm looking at collecting all the Fembots.
These guys are awesome.
No, they are nice. Oh, and I also, the other day, I bought the 2-disc special edition of the 86 film.
Oh, yeah.
eBay, £6. So I now have 5 versions of that film. God, I love that film.
It is an amazing film.
I literally, due to TF Nation Blues, when I got home, I watched it straight away. It's just like, I gotta watch it. I need Transformers again. I gotta watch it.
Mind you, on the same sort of idea, I went home and started watching. See, the problem is because we had DC Douglas, who played Chase from the Rescue Bots, which I hadn't heard of. Well, I hadn't watched. I've obviously heard of it. So I went home and decided to watch some of the Rescue Bots, and
it's good.
It is actually, but because it's on Amazon Prime free, but it's the first season 3 and 4. So I delved in episode 1, series 3. I'm just like, ugh. So I don't really want to buy the first series just to kind of check it out.
You could probably find it for free, Lizzie. I mean, seriously, most of the stuff that I watch that I can't watch on telly over here, it's like in America only. I watch online. There's plenty of places you can go. I recommend watchcartoons.com. That's a good website.
I think I have tried that because I used to watch Bob's Burgers. Yeah, I think it's one I used to watch because there's things I used to watch. I've watched cartoons, and there was another one. I may still have it in my list of things I used to watch somewhere. But yeah, so I used to watch that. I used to watch when I couldn't get hold of it. There was Adventure Time, Bob's Burgers, and a few other things that I used to see where I could get on. Oh, and the Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, I like Fairly Odd Parents. Used to watch that a lot.
You over there, Shadow, because you're kind of in my way. He really looked like Ravage when I just picked him up then. But there's a release. I don't know if you saw it. I can't remember who I was talking to. Somebody around at TF Nation. They had the Oculus, which last year I got Oculus Jaguar as a birthday present because it's the cassette that turns into Ravage, but it's an actual cassette. And this year they released 2, which is Catcall and something else, which is the blue version of the Ravage and Laserbeak or somebody like that, but again in blue. And I looked at them. As much as I like Ravage, I can't justify buying another version just because it's blue. It kind of annoys me.
It is like one of the issues about Transformers. I mean, it's not just Transformers. Lots of fan franchises do this, but one of the common things with Transformers is when they will just do a repaint of a character and re-release it as a new character. I've never been a fan of that type of sales pitch because a lot of the time they don't necessarily look that good. The only repaint I've got, which I like largely because it's not just a repaint, it's a very slight retool as well, is the Beast Wars Ravage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's effectively a repaint of Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Transmetal Cheetor with a slight change of the head, but more than that, it's the same. But it just looks nice.
I like the fact they did have reference to him being in, the Ravage. I didn't like the Beast Wars Ravage.
Yeah, the Beast Wars Ravage is a G1 Ravage, and he serves as a connection because effectively the story behind him is that after the war and everything was done, a lot of the surviving Decepticons either just kind of disappeared or were kind of taken offline or imprisoned, and Ravage is reprogrammed into a Predacon. So he basically becomes effectively Ravage is still a G1 person, but he's like part of the. He kind of shows up for really weird reasons. It's a bloody good episode, though.
Yeah, he just on his head and he's like, yay. But I think it was. I kind of enjoyed the fact that again they had the reference because it's that reference to they all find I think it's what Soundwave and Optimus, the G1 characters, and they kind of see where they come from. It's something like that. I know there's certainly Optimus there.
Oh yeah, that's when they find the G1 ship and they're all on board. Yeah, because the overall plot is that the Predacon Megatron is basically looking to kill Optimus Prime to try and effectively wipe out the Autobots before they're even brought back online in the 80s. So, yeah, it's kind of all about manipulating time effectively.
I quite like. I mean, from what I've seen, I haven't finished it yet, but what I've seen, I did quite like Beast Wars. I think I've just about most of the second half of the second series and pretty much all of the third series. Move yourself. Move your tail, Shadow. Oh, I felt so bad earlier. I was trying to get make a dinner for tomorrow. So the way our house is formatted, we've got the kitchen. There's like a little wall and then a little alcove behind the wall, and our the washing machine's there and our fridge is there. So I stepped back just to put everything back in the fridge, and I heard this yowl, and Tinks was behind me, and unfortunately I started on her tail. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Cat." But it's one of these things. Cats stand in it. So no matter how sorry you are, the cats just sort of look at you like I hate you and wander off again.
Well, yeah, the poor thing. You just dropped on his bloody tail. I
didn't mean to. I didn't know she was there until I heard the yowl.
To be fair, I did it to Man the other day as well.
You can't go hard. No. I get. This one you can see he's massive, but Tinks is quite a small one. So you can't really see it until.
Oh, he's like a little sentinel, ain't he? Just sitting there above your head.
I don't know what he's looking at though. What are you looking at? It's weird because he doesn't usually just do that. He's usually all over me or sitting down. But the fact he's standing up and looking at something.
You have a ghost.
What are you looking at?
You have a ghost.
What are you looking at? Oh, what was that? That was quite a yowl you gave me there, Shadow. He's not wearing his collar because for some reason it got lost. He used to have a collar, a red one. But now you lost it, didn't you, Shadow? But yeah, it's quite a big one.
Just to let you you lot know that maybe depending if we're still on all of us, then Lawrence said he might maybe pop on as well.
That's fine. At some point when the doorbell goes, I'll have to scarf her to get the takeaway.
Obviously.
Because mother wants.
Well done. Well done.
Yes.
Usually when you get takeaways and they come to your house, you have to physically go to your front door and say, thank you very much.
But if I can't send my mother down to collect it, I will have to go do it. Or usually I'd ask my mother to go collect it, so I'll be here. But if...
I blame you. I now feel hungry. Actually, I don't eat yet. I've only had a bacon sandwich from earlier on.
I don't have anything. This is the first thing I've eaten.
Oh.
We were supposed to go out to get a few things. But I say Mum's still not doing very well. Her legs. Apparently, she woke up last night and she's really cold. She had to ring the ambulance. She thought she had sepsis. Which I don't get how you'd get if you just have an issue with your leg, but you know, luckily she's fine now.
You haven't got a virus, actually.
No, well, we don't know. She's got something on the back of her legs. Her legs keep weeping, and it's been like that for 3 weeks now. Since I first got the message at TF Nation, it's not healed at all. So they're checking. I think they're taking swabs just to make sure there's no issues. But she's currently wrapped up in it. She's in agony. It's a problem. She can't walk very far. So I don't know what's up with her. I made the joke it's probably cabin fever, but she hit me for that. So mind you, I had only just cabin fever.
Could be anything. I mean, it's the thing, you know. It could be anything. But as long as she's feeling good and
well, she's upstairs resting at the moment. Well, I think she is. She's supposed to be, but you know, my mother's like she's up and down like anything. The only concern is we will have to get go shopping soon because we're kind of running low on supplies. So unless I sort of scarf her on the way back from work, maybe tomorrow, get some stuff. Got enough to feed. I don't know if she's going to work tomorrow, so I might have a word with her once takeaway comes. But I seem to remember this happened before. I can't remember how it ended.
Damn, I want to go back to TF Nation.
Yeah, so actually I had a dream, like the weekend after TF Nation, that we were all at the Hilton, and it's like, wait, where's TF Nation? It's supposed to be the weekend, and it's like when I finally woke up, it's like, oh yeah, TF Nation was last week.
I think the strangest thing in regards to conventions I've ever done is I stayed in the Holiday Inn on New Street. It was last year. I think it was last year. I went to Birmingham Comic Con. I decided to walk down a corridor in the hotel that normally led to Auto Assembly's main hall, and there was something so surreal about walking down this corridor and just thinking, you know what? Not too many years ago, Auto Assembly used to be here, and I used to be on that balcony with a pint and loads of other people talking about crap. Now I'm still doing it, but it's not in that hotel. But yeah, I actually thought to myself, if I was rich, I would have literally have gone back to Birmingham for the weekend and just sat in that bar with it. I just thought to myself, oh, it's great to reminisce on my own with no one here but me.
They've got that one in London, ain't they? The one that's October time.
Oh yeah, they have that like kind of like post TF Nation meetup.
Yeah,
I love to do it, but I haven't got any holiday time left for this year. All my holiday time's been gone.
I do, because I have no idea. I had no idea how to even get there. It's not one that. I mean, like the one I was saying to John earlier, I was planning to go to MCon in Derby, where oh god, what's his name? The dude who plays Crichton from Red Dwarf.
Yes, I know who you mean.
He's supposed to be going. So I've kind of sneakily asked my friend to see if he wants to go, because I do know Derby because it's local, but I don't know it very well. I only really know sort of the bus station. That's about it. So I'm hoping my friend Cameron will say that's fine. He wants to go because he wants to come to TF Nation. Yeah, he wants to come to TF Nation, but he's deaf, and there's a lot of people at TF Nation.
Mm.
Hello, Shadow. And I think it might be a bit loud for him. I mean, it's hard to talk in TF Nation anyway. The bar,
barely hear yourself. Actually, Saturday night.
yeah, but I know that it'd be nice to go to a convention with him to show sort of convention life. I think he's done a couple, and then just sort of see how he likes it, and then maybe he wants to go to TF Nation. But MCon's one day, so even if it is a bit too much for him, we can go outside. We can go to Derby. I'm only going to go for Robert Llewellyn. That's it. But Mum's doing something, so I can't exactly go with her. Push comes to shove, I'll go on my own. Might see if Simon wants to come or something. But I mean,
that is beautiful.
What is?
This bloody.
I don't know what he's looking at, so I'm going to assume.
Put a link up. It's damn beautiful, but I don't have the money for it.
Don't, because I'll probably want it. Okay, yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, that. Well, you could pay £9.49 per month for nearly 2 years to have him.
Yeah, I'd rather not. If I want to buy something like that, I'd rather buy it outright than pay £9 a month. Yeah.
It's you know what it is, right? It's based on the RID Megatron.
I know. That's why it looks so beautiful.
Yeah, but it's all it is that with a new head. So you're paying £200 for a guy with a different head.
I know, but to be frank, I'm going to wait anyway because I want to get hold of that beautiful Transmetal 2 Megatron that's coming out next year. That masterpiece one. I don't know if you. I know me and Lizzie saw it. It was in the prototype.
That one.
Yeah, I want to get hold of that when it's out, just for the Dragon mode. Because I want to keep it in its Dragon mode.
Picture of you might have seen. But when you went to TF Nation, you've got In Demand Toys, and then on one hand you had Kapow, and then like 2 stores behind Kapow. A guy with all like studio series, and 2 guys next to them with a whole load of stuff. Well, anyway, long story short, those guys are from the Nottingham meet that I have to go to, and they have a little geek chat that, again, it's on Facebook, but we also do meet up. And one of them shared a picture of, what's his name? The Last Night, the tank one that Mark Ryan plays.
Tank Paul?
The tank. You know when Bumblebee and Cade sort of go up and meet Anthony Hopkins, and you first see Cog.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
There's a big tank. Well, apparently they might be releasing that. Get the picture back up. There it is. But they've got 2 different groups. I don't know which one does. Oh, here it is. Got the picture. I'll put it in there. Wait a minute, see if I can share it. But it looks like sort of like that, the one we saw at TF Nation. Sort of what it would look like, but it's not coloured yet. Can't remember what it's called. It's like a cast or something. Yeah.
It was nice. The only thing with the Last Night, one of my gripes with it was that they had all those characters that showed up in like that one scene. I was like, you kind of had a lot of potential there, and not to mention the other issue of that film is if the Autobots were basically fighting the Nazis in World War II, how come nobody knew about it? That's like, it just makes no sense. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that didn't make sense about Last Night, let's face it.
Yeah, like, we're going to get Nemesis Prime for 10 minutes.
Ta-da, and gone.
And then Bumblebee speaks to him for 5 seconds, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm good again." And that is good.
There's a bit of a pop out. It's like, oh, hello, damn it.
I like the feet.
Yeah, the feet are quite good.
I like that. It's pretty simple, but it's actually got a nice design to it.
I mean,
nice.
I like the chest plate as well. There's a lot of things going for it. That's why I quite like the Last Night Cogman. Again, he's got all the stuff going for him. I mean, that's just a plastic of what somebody's done. I don't even know if it's an official. But somebody shared it in the link. I think it's quite nice. I still wish somebody would release a animated Yokitron though.
I mean, what I love to say, and you never know, it might a couple of years from now, it might well happen. I'd love to see a masterpiece for Prime RC.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually.
Because her robot mode has got the right design to be a really nice masterpiece. And I would definitely buy that if they ever did a masterpiece for her, 100%. My phone's going off. Let's have a look. Some stuff.
Well, somebody's comparing, I think it's the masterpiece Dinobot to another Dinobot, maybe the original Dinobot.
I know the upcoming. There's the upcoming masterpiece Megatron, which looks so nice.
I think that I can't remember which one of the guys did that. I'm just going through the pictures that are on the chat. We often just send different pictures to each other. Oh dear. There's lots of stuff that we look at.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yep. Ew. 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 That's just nasty. Take it away from me. Ew.
What?
That's just nasty.
Look at the link that I post. It's somebody comparing, I'd say, the Masterpiece Dinobot with. There's two I've posted.
I ain't got it.
Well, Sam's got it.
In the chat.
Well, I've not got it. It's not popped up on mine.
God, let me repost it. You should have it. It's like literally. Ew! I'm looking at it again. Ew! That is horrible.
I know it's weird though.
I've got something. What's this?
Ew! Wait, seriously, is that meant to be a masterpiece?
I think that was the masterpiece.
Ew! It's just ew. The original version's much nicer. I actually have the original version as well, signed by Scott McNeil as well.
How are you saying ew? It's actually a very nice toy.
No, it isn't.
Have you seen the robot mode to the thing?
It's just,
I ain't seen robot mode because I've only got that.
The dinosaur mode just does not look nice.
You know what? This guy's probably not even transformed it properly. That's probably what you can find of that. So don't worry about it. It's that, mate.
I'm definitely wanting to get the masterpiece Transmetal Megatron purely for the dinosaur.
Got really good ratings
because the dinosaur mode looks beautiful.
That figure's got really good ratings, Sam. If you've seen the proper look of it, that person has not transformed that frigging thing properly.
Yeah, I'm more interested in when is that? Anybody know when that masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron's out?
No, I don't.
Later on in the year, I think. And it's.
What was the one recently released then?
I need it. I want it in my life.
You ordered it. That's a very nice shot to suddenly look at.
Oh, that
is. What?
Nothing. Didn't say anything. What are you on about?
I have no idea. I need a piss. I need a piss. I need a piss.
That is also not very nice to announce to the world.
I need a piss and a cup of tea.
It's 300 quid.
Oh my god.
That's it's pre-order at the moment. I don't know when it's actually out. I think it's sometime in November, but it's 300 quid. Check out the it's like it's dinosaur. Sorry, I got a picture of its dinosaur mode here. Let's bring up the link here. God, it looks so beautiful. I might have to save up for that because that is just beautiful.
Let's have a look at him. We'll have a cruise. I say the next Transformer because I'm trying to collect, even though I ain't even read it. I saw him. Yeah, he's very pretty, very pretty.
It's a thing with me. You see, a lot of the Transformers that I bought over the years, I buy just because they look nice. I don't necessarily buy them because I like the characters, just because it looks nice.
Well, I mean, I had no idea about Tarn. I'm just putting it out there. I don't read the comics, so I have no idea about DGD or all that. But I'd seen, I'd say, the Mastermind Creations Coulter. John obviously has it. And I thought he's a very nice figure. And then I saw Kaon was also released under whatever he's released as. So he's now joined the collection. The next one is, I say, going to be Voss, because I saw his figure. And I'm like, yay, you can take his face off. I like anything. I quite like the fact you can take Tarn's face off, and then I don't like the face underneath, but the face coming off is fun.
I mean, I've only got 2 masterpieces, if I remember correctly. I've got Masterpiece Shockwave and the Argos exclusive Masterpiece Grimlock.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any other masterpieces apart from just those 2. The Shockwave is nice. The Grimlock's nice as well.
Yeah. Shockwave is nice. As I say, I got the movie masterpiece of Barricade. I love Barricade. I have the Bumblebee one, but I'm not too happy with that one. The official movie Bumblebee masterpiece. The doors, certainly my doors don't connect very well. I
heard that. It's common.
And then I say I've got the masterpiece tracks. So I got that at Auto Assembly at TF Nation. Sorry, I've got masterpiece G1 Prowl because I just love Prowl. But I don't think he's an official one. I think I got him as a knockoff. He's quite he's quite nice. I've got the masterpiece Soundwave and the original Soundwave. Got the Shockwave, and I do have the original masterpiece Megatron, the one with the wonky hip. Well, the iffy hips. You have to be very careful to transform. I've got that one, and then I've got Bumblebee and I think Blue Streak and Wheeljack. And I got a already opened masterpiece Optimus, who didn't have his Matrix and missing a few other parts. But I love him to bits. He's quite heavy.
I'm really tempted by that. That is beautiful. It just looks so nice.
How long is it till it's supposed to be released?
I think it's sometime between late October, early November. There's no date yet. It just states on here the estimation is between 25th of October to the 12th of November. There might actually be a release date on TFN, the TF Transformers website. Nothing on there about the release date.
Transformers down here apparently.
Actually, cheaper on Kapow actually.
Is it?
Oh, it's not due out until January next year.
Oh gosh. Wait,
buy it off Kapow because Kapow. See, eBay's asking 300, but Kapow are asking 270. So that is definitely cheaper.
Oh. Armada. Is that Armada Starscream? That's a bit Armada-y.
Yes.
So I've just found a box of Transformers down my side, so I'm having a look what I've got. I think these are last year's purchases, but I don't think I purchased you last year. If I took you. Yeah, I've got Armada Starscream. I have a very broken Megatron. Oh, not very broken. One more of my animated Megatron. I was thinking some kind of battle damage Megatron. Didn't buy as many things this year than I did last year.
No, I only bought 3 things.
From
TFN itself, that is.
Don't even know if this one actually transforms. If it does, I've no idea what it transforms into.
So I'm not really a fan of the new generation of like the Cyberverse stuff. That's just like one-step transformation.
We need a bit more than that. Oh.
It doesn't really have the Transformers feel.
I mean, this feels a bit like a sort of a statue that I can play with. So I don't know what if. Oh, that might explain it. He has hip action. That's always
Hip action.
Yeah, look.
Ooh, he's getting busy. Hip action.
I can't work out what he is. I like him because it's Megatron. It's animated Megatron. But I don't know what it is.
One of the things I've noticed is some of the more unique Transformers are always from Japan. There's some really nice exclusive Japanese Transformers. They're just bloody expensive. But there are some really nice ones. The only one I had that was like a Japanese exclusive was the Black Leo Convoy.
Oh, yeah.
I sold that a couple of months ago. I've sold quite a lot of my collect. Well, I didn't really have a collection, well, I kind of did, but I've sold quite a few of the things I had. I'm just like the rest I'm keeping just for keepsakes or because they're signed. But yeah, I've sold quite a bit. I just needed the space, just didn't have the room. Sometimes it happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, at some point I will have to have something to put these rather than just having them lying around. The fact that I have a box that I've no idea what is in them has probably been there for about a year.
Like I said, if I ever won the lottery, I'd buy my own house and I would have a room in that house just for all my collection of stuff, like all my geek stuff. It'd just be all in that one room. I'd have it all shelved out. Have it all in there.
I'm trying to remember how Optimus transformed in the animated TV show. Because, again, first time I've seen this in a year. Oh, ta-da! He has a face. And a battle mask. He has a face and a battle mask. And, again, issues with the hips. Wee. His spinny hips.
I know the original Masterpiece Optimus Prime's got a gammy leg. His legs tend to fall off.
Why do you have a lever in your back? Why do you have a cog in your back, let alone a lever? I feel like... With all chest plate. The problem is very much chest plate. And then the rest of it's just kind of not. Have to work out what this one does. Oh, you got to. No, well, that's that one. That's what I got in here. It's quite fun picking out my box of random things. Oh,
I've got boxes of random stuff like in my bedroom and in the loft that I really need to sort out someday because literally I don't even know what's in half of them. And I've got like this random loose Transformers just knocking around like, that are missing all their accessories.
You got a Transformers Prime Starscream.
No, I don't. I've got the Transformers Prime RC.
Okay. In the room that John had one. Didn't you get a Transformers Prime Starscream either given to or bought?
Yeah.
I thought you were missing something.
I don't know. For me, it appears to be there. I mean, but there is two pots on the wings that don't have anything. But I'm thinking it's his.
Oh, I think you're right. Because look, mine has 2 ports. I can't work out what before.
That's probably what I don't know.
Yeah, because I did something with his chest plate, and you were like, "What are you doing?" Like, that's how it's good. Yeah. So I'm just checking out my box of Transformers that I haven't opened in a long time. But I think I just chucked a Megatron at the floor. Is it a Megatron? Oh god, I can't even tell if you're a Megatron or not. They say that's a tiny, weeny little Megatron. The face is awful. He's a bit of a...
Beast Wars Megatron is 270 quid on Kapow.
I just looked.
Yeah, you just had a look.
I'm serious. I might actually buy it off Kapow because that's probably the cheapest you'll get it for. 270 is actually not bad. It's definitely better than 300. I doubt you'll get it any cheaper than that. I'm really tempted. I might look into it. It's just purely for the dinosaur mode alone. It's nice.
Yeah, and don't forget, Sam, Dinobot is a good figure. Do not go by that picture.
That picture's horrible.
Sam, somebody's taken a picture of it mistransformed and put it on social media. It's a troll, dude.
Not necessarily. They just generally might not be good at transforming. I'm not. I'm terrible at transforming them. It's
a troll because somebody's mistransformed it and given it a 2 out of 10 rating. It's a phenomenal toy. Literally, watch reviews of it before you make judgment. It's amazing. The robot mode is fantastic. Yeah, you can't help for a few panels, because it is a panel former. It always used to be a panel former anyway. But literally, mate, I mean, I'm going to get one. Don't give a crap. I'm going to get one because I love Dana. But I mean, Primal's fantastic. Cheetor's fantastic. I'm really happy with the Beast Wars masterpieces. Really happy with them. But seriously, there's nothing wrong with the Dano mode. It's actually really, really clever, and his eyes can move. What's this?
Our eyes can move.
It's a toy.
Oh, crap.
It's also when it's a toy. Our move.
Mm.
People judge on one image, and you can tell it's a faked image, anyways.
Cap.
Have a look.
Kind of annoyed that I didn't bring my knockoff that I got last time.
Mm.
Maybe next year.
Johnny, you're prepped and ready for your interview on Tuesday.
I'm ready. I don't know how prepped I can be. It's only a bloody batter, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll make sure you at least read up on the company. Yeah,
True.
you need to know a bit about the history of the company.
Hmm.
And tell them that you only drink non-alcoholic beer.
Sort of.
And that also your plan is to switch to become a vegan.
I would love to see John as a vegan, to be fair.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a vegan.
That's a shame. No. In what movie? Which one of the Michael Bay movies is Megatron a truck?
Third one.
Oh, that would be Dark and Moon.
Yes.
Is a truck in all of them?
No, there's not. And the first one is a jet. The second one is a tank, and then the third one is a truck.
Oh, you're on about Megatron?
Yeah, I'm Megatron. Yeah. No, I've got this Megatron toy that I've just transformed, but I've got this, and it connects to him somehow. But I can't work out how. It's not a thing.
It's Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, I know. I need to know where this thing connects. But I think it's something like that. Oh. The moon. The tiny, weeny little Megatron. Mm-hmm. You. Yeah. Oh, it does fit on his back. But how? What? Huh? I'll have to get a stupid thing up. I can't literally work it out. The Cyberverse, I think.
Yeah, that troll twat's back again, calling shit.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, who cares?
Can you just like block them?
I've tried to. I've even reported it to freaking.
There's two sides. That's the problem. I think I'm missing a side for him. I'm wondering maybe why it doesn't come together that well.
Annoying.
So whose would that be? Is it?
No idea.
That's why it doesn't go together. He's missing another part of this. There's two of these.
Well done.
I heard a cat. That wasn't mine. I mean, that's mine. But I heard a cat that wasn't mine.
There's no cat in this room. You have a ghost cat.
I have a cat.
You have a ghost cat. T. And Lizzie's gone. Guessing takeaways there.
So she'll be back in a minute or two, mate.
Yep. Listen to some music.
I'll just keep my eye on that, mate, but probably I wouldn't worry about it yet.
Oh, I'm not worrying about it. It's just saying he's come back. I didn't notice them. The first two ones are removed, and I reported to YouTube, and then, but he must have come back without me noticing. But I've blocked him from my channel now, so it's fine. Ah, she's back. How rude!
Blame the cat, not me.
Shadow, it's all your fault. How dare you? You cruel pussycats! You will not be fed tonight. You have to go out and hunt something.
Why you haven't already? Why aren't you out hunting? Eh? Why aren't you out hunting? You just want to be here because I'm sitting and doing things and you think you might get attention. Well, you are, to be fair. If I'm sitting and looking.
My name is Pinkie Pie. Hello! And I am here to say, how you doing? I'm gonna make you smile and I will brighten up your day. It doesn't matter now. What's up? If you are sad or blue. Howdy! 'Cause cheering up my friends is just what Pinkie's here to do. 'Cause I love to make you smile.
There we go. Good cat. There we go.
How dare you interrupt Pinkie Pie singing?
I'm not my fault. I'm trying to move my cat.
Meowie. Oh, he just threw him off the chair.
You know what? I just kind of moved him because I can't tell what I'm doing.
He's always back to you now. He's like, I'm not talking to you now. You'd be mean. I thought you loved me.
He's now sitting looking at me. No.
You have a choice to make. You can let some cloven hooves
There, Shadow.
really
Nope.
center the I know the world can't get you down.
Some things don't work out quite the way that you thought.
You guys might be interested in this. Well, not me.
Your fears and doubts are all you've got.
But,
There's a light shining deep inside beneath those fears and doubts. So just squash them and let it shine for all the world to see that it is time, time to be awesome. Awesome. It's time to be so awesome. Awesome.
Bill, stealth.
Oh God, Lizzie, you're in this website.
Yeah, I am. That's my company. Well, not my company, but the company I work for.
However, you're not mentioned on the actual page here. It's just like CEO, director, ops manager.
Yeah, they only have like the managers. They don't have actual each individual person.
Oh, you look very smart in your business clothes, though, Lizzie.
So,
I have one question. Two
What?
questions.
go on.
One question, possibly. Who's the girl in front with the long brunette hair? I would like to meet her. She's quite attractive.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought that was you. Sorry. Yeah, it's.
What an idiot. That's the whole team. So
Who?
yes, the CEO. The one who's hiding behind the CEO is actually my colleague who sits next to me, which has been on holiday for last week. I ain't seen her in ages. So I went away for TF Nation, came back and she was on holiday. So it's been about 3 weeks since I've seen her. I might have to say hello when she's back.
Michaela.
I'm surprised they don't have my team leader.
What is it with anyone that is a head manager or section leader having a fucking stupid haircut like that for? It seems to be a running thing with people that are in some sort of authority having shaven sides and hair on the top only. And a beard. What is that?
I see plenty of people with that look.
Yeah, regardless.
They look absolutely stupid. It's almost as if, look at me, I'm fucking hard, mate. Look at me, I'm bloody.
Technically, might be here. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
I can still hear you.
Shut up.
If you hear any weird noises in the background, she's probably beating up the pizza man.
Probably. Can I have a slice? Wouldn't it be great if you could send through email actual edible food? That'd be awesome. Don't know how that would work, but...
Well, there was Wonka Vision.
What?
Wonka Vision.
Mom, your keys are going to be in the door.
Yeah, don't worry about it, mate. I've been on YouTube for a long time. I'm used to trolls.
I've been on YouTube a long time. Bloody hell, I've been on YouTube for 12 years now, I think.
The only thing is, I've not had any actual problems with trolls for ages.
Well, the troll thing's kind of died down.
It's mainly Twitter now.
Well, yeah, but Twitter's a bit of a different kettle of fish. The point is, YouTube trolling's not really a big thing anymore.
Mm.
I mean, you get the odd one or two, but it's not really that big. I mean, a couple of years ago, there was a lot of problems with people trolling other people by doing fake accounts. You know, there were trolls that were basically pretending to be other people by doing account names that were close to original accounts and trying to, like, knock off their work or pretend to be them in comments. I know Sammy had a troll who was pretending to be him on YouTube for a while. I think he actually copied a few people. I think at one point, I think he was doing a couple of 4 or 5 people. I think he went after you at one point as well.
He went after a few people in the fandom. He went after Diansis, Silverbolt, and he went after Sammy. He actually made a completely alter. He actually tried to be Diansis, which was Silverbolt. That's his YouTube name, Diansis. And he made an account called Diansis 2, and he actually tried to be kind of like him. So like tried to be him, like he wore a wig and everything. Really weird guy.
That is weird.
He's gone now though. I haven't heard any more of him. I think he got found out. I actually think he got I can't remember what it was, but somebody found exactly where this guy lived, and they pretty much managed to send this guy an email and says, "Oh, you know, we know what you've been doing. We know that you've been trolling us, making all this stupid content. Just want to let you know, we know where you live." So yeah, I think he shut up after that.
No, as they do.
Mate, keyboard warriors. That J Bro guy that's been commenting, he's also a keyboard warrior. I bet he's not even got the cojones to come round here and fight me a mano a mano.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
I've got my dad here as well, so my dad will just flatten him.
So, what are you actually going for with this job, mate? Is it full time, part time?
No idea. I can't remember. I've applied
Probably
for
part time anyway. Most pub work is very rarely full time.
well, the job I applied for was just for floor staff, and I said that I was looking for roughly between 25 and 30 hours a week, so part-time work. But I can't remember what I put down because I've applied for so many jobs and I've not heard anything. Well, I've had a couple of emails saying sorry, we're not going to continue any from this point, but we're gonna. I've had Primark, your place, came back to me. Pretty much said they're just going to keep my details on file, but I'm not being successful this time. Tried to apply to Tesco's. They just literally just throw out my application completely before I even tried to submit it. Don't know why.
You.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But I just hope Tuesday goes my way. Really.
Shut up, Shadow. Shut up, Shadow.
That's great. Just one audio, and all you see in the background is "Ew! Shut up, shut up. Ew! Shut up."
There we go.
So
What's the video there, Shadow?
You don't sound like a boy. Sounds like
Beg your pardon?
he sounds like a girl, not a boy.
Yeah, I know you
Meow.
do that sometimes. Can't work out why.
Meow.
Can't work out why you do that.
most male cats don't have a very loud meow. It's the females that actually have pretty loud meows.
That's true.
I mean, all my cats, all the female was Toffee, and she was a really loud meow. But Snagglepuss didn't meow, and Gingerpuss didn't meow, and Sooty didn't really meow.
That's my mother happily fed and watered.
Yeah, that's good.
Mind you, she doesn't know if she will be. Oh, take away there. Pardon. Don't know if she's at work tomorrow, so that's my takeaway. I'll leave it down there for now. But yes, I now have food. You have a nice daughter. I've been my mother's food when she needs it.
No, lovely caring daughter.
And just didn't when she didn't need it. No, I care when I've actually got food myself. Mind you, she's diabetic as well, so I'm wondering if that's some of the reasons she's not doing too well.
Maybe. And like I said, I don't know. My dad's got type 2 diabetes. That's why I really need to kind of get on a bit of a diet if I can help it, try and postpone it a bit more, so that, because apparently if you get diabetes later on in life, it's a bit better for you. If you get, you know, you always do things at really weird moments. I'm talking about diabetes, and she opens a bloody food.
But I'm hungry. Shut up. I ain't eaten. Continue. No, but if it's like something, Mum didn't get it till she had me, so.
Well, my dad, I think my dad got diagnosed with it. Well, he got his diagnosis when it was about, I think maybe when he was, probably when he in his 60s. He's 72 now. Well, I think he's 72 in January. Yeah, he's had it for about a good 10 years or so. But like I say, I mean, he's not had any problems. I mean, literally, my dad's a proper old-fashioned Brit, really.
Yeah.
You know, I've lived my life, kind of. That's pretty much all you hear from my dad, is that I've lived my life. You know, I've lived my life. I'm gonna, even though I've got diabetes, it's not gonna stop me from like eating what I want to eat and drink what I want to drink. You know, if it comes to it, and bye-bye dad kind of thing, you know, he's not really going to bat an eyelid because he knows that he's lived his life, and that's pretty much the terminology my dad goes with.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want him to go early either.
Oh, no. Well, like I said, I mean, he's... Yeah, well, like I said, that sounds really awful to say this, but I actually thought my mum would outlive my dad, to be honest. It's usually how it goes with women. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Life has a funny way of being cruel. Let's put it that way.
Oh, definitely.
And just keep an eye on your dad, mate. Not to sound on a downer, but keep an eye on him, because you need each other, really, especially now, more than ever. Just don't bring him to my house, because I know for a fact he'll drink all my mead. And that's Sam's mead.
Why didn't you bring your mead to TFN?
I
thought
did.
it was done.
I
Well,
did.
you didn't offer me any.
You bloody mate, it was sat on the table for the full TF Nation. You could have had some. Literally, the ball was sat on the table.
I didn't even know if it was mead or not. I literally didn't know
There's
if it was
mead on the bottle. It says traditional mead.
You could have just said, how was I supposed to know it was actually mead, your mead? You could have just said, oh, John, mead there, help yourself.
It was right on a fucking table.
But you never told me it was mead. I just saw
mead on the bottle.
The table with all the alcohol on.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you,
Mine was around the
one that you didn't like.
You know what's
stuff as well.
Ever since we've been going to Op Assemblies and TF Nations, we've kind of situated ourselves in the same positions each year, me and Sam. That sounds a bit sexy.
We have, haven't we? Yeah.
It's like Sam's always somehow been lucky enough to have a chair to himself as well. And then I've always just had the bed. And I've had the toilet.
I always sit the bed by the window because the bed by the window always has a chair next to it. So I always sit that bed.
I don't understand why they don't maybe kind of redesign them a little bit and kind of put more than one chair in.
There's no room for them.
I don't think mine had a chair.
Well, if it's a one-person room, you won't get a chair in a one-person room. But each floor's different. Each floor's got like different layouts.
I was on the same floor as you, remember? I was on 501.
I don't know. Maybe there's a different layout on that side. You know, you got a different edge.
Right, I didn't. No, to be fair, you had.
Excuse me.
You had that. I don't think you had a table, whereas we did.
Like I said,
the writing desk, we didn't have an actual table.
They all have different layouts, even if it's on the same floor. I don't think every room's the same. They're kind of based around a template, but the layout is slightly different. Like some might not have a desk, or some may have a desk, or some might not have a chair, but they may have a chair. I mean, the room we was in last year when we were sharing with Chris and Matt Grant, they had a sofa in theirs and everything, like a sofa bed.
Yeah, that was a family room, mate. That's why.
I'm actually thinking about doing it. If it depends though, what's going on with Benidorm with this Baltimore trip to BronyCon, me and you, Sam. If, like I said, you don't know what's going on yourself, you need to find out on Monday when, hopefully, about holidays availability, and plus it depends on me as well, and Lawrence. But if it happens to be a possible doer, TFN I won't be able to do TFN as well. I don't think, anyways, because if you think, because I know it's at the beginning of August, the actual thing starts.
Yeah, it is.
But we'd have to fly out late, at least late July. Within 2 days before the end of July, we'd have to fly out at least 2-3 days before it starts.
Over there, Shadow. Well, as I said, as long as you're around for the 23rd, all is good. Go away. Go away, Shadow. Go away, Shadow.
I forgot to tell you, I'm going on a family holiday on over that weekend.
You've had the weekend before. The 23rd is a Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't look at calendars all the time, what women do.
I may have done.
Of course you do. Women do. Women are more organised than men. It's always been natural.
Well, I need to work out what... I was looking for my holding and put Shadow behind me again. There we go. Oh, God.
Okay.
What's on the back of the seat?
You just shoved him down the back of the chair.
You're supposed to go on the side. I didn't know you were going to fall over. Silly cat.
No, you are lethal.
Yeah, that's what happens if you annoy me. You get struck behind behind the chair. You apparently have my... Ow! Oh, ow! Ow!
Good boy.
Jeez, Shadow. No, he wants a chip.
Good boy.
not. Ha! Open.
Oh, Shadow, I'd cuddle you if you were here now.
You didn't take them away. Being annoying.
I'd love to. Come, Shadow. I can't get through the screen now, so you know.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Shadow, go to hole. Go to hole. Go food.
No.
Also, don't shove your bum in my face. No.
Later on, he's going to get friendly with your arm again.
Oh, he is. Oh no, stay there, Shadow. Stay there, Shadow. You already knocked like this. Yeah, he's knocked an M&M's over. I'll have to retrieve them. There's nothing down here, Shadow. Oh no, there we go. He's off. I win. What time did Lauren say he'd put the B on?
No idea. I'm assuming he'll be on when he's on putting messages. Let us know.
Probably. You just want the takeaway. That's the problem, Shadow. You just want the takeaway. Once I'm done, I'll tidy up what is just knocked off. Now that M&M's all over the floor.
Shadow, you. Let's
Come
go.
on, Shadow. Eat the food that is before you. Eat the food before you. Eat the food.
Finger of judgment.
He could eat the food before him, except it's chips and cheese, so I don't think he'd like it.
He will. Because if it's anything like my cat, she'll eat anything.
Oh, there you go. That's proof. I thought you need to give him a chip and he wanders off. It's not healthy for cat work, not healthy for us, let alone cats. It's fine. John Boy bored?
Yep. You asked. Apparently there's two people watching, but don't know who they are. But one of them's that freaking wanker bastard.
Finger.
Oh, there you go.
Who gives a
It looks like Sam's frozen. It's like, nope, there we go, he's working. What? I don't care, you just want food. You'd get food if it wasn't for the fact that we're now out of cat pouches. You've got cat biscuits, you'll be fine. Cat biscuits and water. Go upstairs, Mum has more. Here's the burger. If I give you something, Shadow, you're going to go away.
It won't go away because as soon as you give it to him, he'll come back for more. It's
Yeah, I know.
cat logic.
There's a way to get rid of you very easily, Shadow. But I don't think you'll like it. Do I have a spray? Oh, I do.
Ah, I forgot about that. I've got a bag of crisps in my bedroom.
There we go. That's how to get rid of the Shadow.
I have crisps. I have crisps. I brought a bag of crisps upstairs. I forgot to eat them.
I don't think you're doing that because we're not wearing headphones.
What? Oh, that's better.
Instead, I don't know for whose benefit you're doing that because we're not wearing headphones.
What?
Sam, can you translate for me?
Not bad. Not wearing headphones. Do you understand?
What?
I give up.
Not.
We tried.
We tried.
I can't hear any of you for some
On to
reason.
the
It's
next
gone dead.
subject. So, Lizzie, what's it like be dating John? What's that like?
Apart from the times you want to smack him around the face. It's all right.
There you go, John. You're
Happy
all
about the
right.
bacon.
You're okay, in Lizzie's opinion. You are just right.
Apart from when you want to smack him around the face.
Which is every day of the week. Or at least whenever Lizzie sees you, physically sees you.
You know.
You
When he pays attention.
Mm.
That's the big one. That's the big thing. Only when he pays attention. Or to spend the next, say, oh, I'm going to spend the next like, nearly half an hour getting whatever he's getting, and then wanders back about half an hour later.
Yeah.
Or being told to look after his pint and then not looking after somebody's pint.
What?
Honestly, it's bad news all around, ain't it?
Terrible. I love that.
What's next, you know? You're going to misunderstand the signals, you know? That's probably the next thing.
No, generally the signal means if he gets smoked in the face, it means I'm annoyed.
Yeah, kind of obvious, really.
Generally. Oh, and by the way, John, leaning on your shoulder means I want to cuddle.
What?
I said leaning on your shoulder generally means I want to cuddle.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
Talk to your dad. He can tell you all about it. Let me call him. John, if you can hear us, your son needs some advice on relationships. Specifically, what to do when your girlfriend wants to cuddle. You can probably advise him on that. Don't know if you heard.
That generally sounds like it's an innuendo for something else.
Well, it could be.
No, it generally means I want to cuddle.
Indeed.
I say the night that we decided to stay up, we'd gone over to, you know, that little sort of the side part near where the pool is in the bar.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were there. I thought leant against it, we moved it on, then was like, oh, okay, fine. Guess we aren't cuddling then.
Ah, dear me.
What am I going to do with him? Doesn't pay attention.
Exactly. You could literally walk into his room naked and he probably wouldn't notice.
We did hug anyways. I put my arm around you at that moment. I remember that specifically.
Yeah, for like a second, and then you're like, nope, done.
Yeah, because I went.
Just embarrassing. I'm going from the embarrassment, John.
I went around the bar to see if there was anyone else still up, and at that point it was about 5 a.m.
So that's slightly more important.
Well, I just went to see if there's anyone around. And then I got waylaid with that guy that somehow just randomly came up to us for a bit.
Who was he? I mean, didn't we speak to him outside for a bit?
No idea. He was just like, I think he said either it's first or second time he's ever been there. I've no idea who it was. Can't remember the guy's name. He was a nice guy though, but I just ended up got waylaid with him.
It's nice to meet Gerald. Is it Gerald?
Gerard.
Gerard, sorry. It's nice to meet Gerard.
Or Jared. Depending how you pronounce it.
Gerard.
I'd call him Jared.
It's been a few weeks since I've met him. I can't remember everything. But it's nice to meet him. As I say, I've heard of him, and I say he did the Art Assembly concert, but I never actually met him face to face.
Yes, you know what? This year, I've not actually had a proper conversation and catch up with the guy for ages.
Nice to meet Julia as well, actually.
Who?
Julia. The lady who does the YouTube singing.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Nice to meet. I mean, I'd seen her stuff and I was like, oh, I should at some point meet her. And then, yeah, no, actually nice to meet her. So she got a proper conversation. That's why I quite like a lot of people now.
I met her the previous year, and but it was more or less just like in passing. But this year was the first time that we actually had a proper conversation, really.
I like that. I'm starting to like that more than just going to. I mean, yeah, I'll meet my usual friends, but meeting new people as well, so their perspective on things. Those are the standard people I usually meet. But yeah, it's nice to meet new people, new friends, and just have a chat and see what they enjoy. Yeah, I told you, it's got a bit of spray around shadowy runs off. Mind you, it is only cooling stuff that I use sometimes. Probably should have taken it to TF Nation, actually. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
It seems to have got warm again. I don't know if it's warm like where you guys are.
It is warm. It's meant apparently the next 2 months is going to be a heat wave. Where it's like late summer anyway. It's not actually officially autumn till the end of September.
Yeah.
23rd of September, I think is the official first day of autumn. We're still in late summer. But yeah, apparently we're going to have a heat wave for the next 2 months. So probably by November it'll start to cool down. So we're probably going to have a fairly warm Christmas. I don't think we'll be that cold. But saying that though, it probably will be because it's balances 2 ways anyway.
I'm on holiday for. Well, I'm not even on holiday for Christmas. Well, I'm on holiday for Christmas, but I'm working Christmas Eve. But I think it's only a half day, which is the problem. Which if I want to make plans and stuff, because
it's going to be interesting to see what my work's going to be like if I manage to get a job before Christmas. Going to be interesting to see what my workload's going to be like over Christmas. Because if I get a job at Admiral, I'm likely to be working all of Christmas, all of it. That's just kind of thinking me at the moment.
That's pub life, isn't it?
Sorry?
Isn't that pub life? There's still going to be people who want drinks for Christmas.
I never heard a thing of that because as you were talking, you're messing around with something.
I was open my thing again. No, isn't that pub life when people are still going to want drinks for Christmas?
Yeah, the only thing at Christmas, I think pubs are only open till about 12 on Christmas Day because obviously the staff want to go home and spend Christmas with the families as well.
You still have a life too.
That's right. But the thing is, I don't like working Christmas. I just think, there's no need for everyone except for social services. Except for emergency services and things like that. They're the only ones that, I can understand working Christmas. But if you're working in a bloody retailer shop or if you're working in a bar, I personally don't see why you should be open. I really don't. I mean, I can understand Christmas Eve and Boxing Day. Christmas Day, it should be closed. Everyone should be closed.
On Boxing Day, to be honest.
Yeah, by rights it should as well, yeah. But like I said, we'll just see how it goes. Well, maybe in floor staff, it might be a little bit different. They might maybe have so many on and so many off, kind of be a bit fairer that way.
You might do it, maybe.
I don't know how it works. Because like I said, I've never worked in a bar before. I know that the bars where I live, my locals, they're only open till about latest is about 12 on Christmas Day. Because usually me, my dad, my granddad, and whoever else in the family go for like a pint before our Christmas dinner. But since my mum passed away, it's kind of changed a little bit. We've been more or less spending Christmas Day mainly at either my grandma's or someone else's house. Because my dad won't cook Christmas dinner. Because it was more or less my mum's thing, really. My mum was very much the more. My mum, well, I enjoyed Christmas when I was a bit younger, but I think because me working at Asda, the whole shine just went for me. Because every year at Christmas, all I saw was just people arguing over a fucking tap, something like that. Yeah.
Shoot. No, that was.
I'm really, you know what? Even though I've lost my job, I'm really, really kind of happy I'm not working at Asda anymore. Because I regretted. I really started really regretting and getting really thingy with Christmas coming around the corner again because it's just horrible. Literally, Christmas is literally one of the worst times. I understand it's an important time and that a lot of retailers get most of their business over the Christmas break.
Yeah.
It's so stressful. And plus, you've got to work freaking all this bloody overtime as well because of it. And you're not allowed, you're restricted as well to how much time you can have off over Christmas and all this stuff. It's bullshit.
Well, to be fair, we're restricted on how much time we can have over Christmas as well.
Yeah. Well, you never know with this place. You never know if you might be able to. Well, obviously, everywhere's got a holiday allowance thing, a yearly holiday thing. Usually, it's between 3 weeks to 4 weeks. Usually, it's because I think most of the places that I've applied for, I've noticed I've had like a 22 or 23 day holiday allowance, which is roughly about 3 to 4 weeks in total. My place was just over 4 weeks. Asda was about 5 weeks of holidays a year, which actually was quite good for a shop.
Speaking of holidays, actually, because of so every time, I don't know if it's like throughout your places as well, but there's a thing called a Bradford factor, and it's like every time you're off ill, to kind of work it out, there's like a way to work it out. And because of my last illness, I've now lost out my extra day holiday. If your Bradford factor goes over, I think it's like 45, then you lose. Well, I think it's like cause for concern, but they don't do anything. But I'd say because of it, I've lost my extra day holiday next year, which I'm kind of annoyed about, but I can't really sort of do anything about either.
That's the problem with working somewhere.
I mean, it was not my fault because I wasn't very well. I wasn't very well the last few times either. I get it because it's, companies have to keep an eye on how many times you've been ill, but oh well, I'll have to try again next year. I don't think I got it last year anyway, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue. Still got 1 day holiday left for this year, let alone next year.
Yeah, there's only really 4 months left of the year. It's just amazing how quick it goes.
I don't know what to do with my last day, though. That's the problem. So whether I'm going to take it, sort of, for example, come up for a Hull fair, or whether I'm going to leave it and sort of take a day off, maybe in November time to get Christmas presents and stuff. I haven't booked anything off yet, so I've still got it, but it's 1 day. So there's not really much.
Well, it's kind of always best to take them anyway, because if you don't, you lose them.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to take it, so I don't know what I'm going to take it for.
I'd just take it as like a Friday or a Monday, just have like a long weekend.
I mean, what I usually do is when I come up visit you guys, I'll take a Friday and a Monday. So I have the Friday to get settled, and then Monday I'll toddle back. If I'm going to do that, I'd probably still come up on a Friday after work. So I probably wouldn't be arriving to Hull at least till 10, 10:30 at night, and then sort of taking at least then I've got enough time to sit down and have a relax, have the weekend to do what I want, and then come back on the Monday. But I need to know how long Hull Fair is for.
A week.
Might be able to do that. Depending, I don't know. I haven't got any plans yet. But it looks like it's sometime in the first weekish of October. I think something like that. So I'll have to have a look. I think John's in Benidorm that week, possibly.
What?
When Hull Fair's on?
I don't know, because it's usually within the first. It usually starts. Well, this year I think it was a little bit earlier than usual, but it usually should be from around about the 10th of October. It's usually within the first week. It starts like a week into October.
So this year it's Friday the 5th of October to Monday the 15th of October.
What was it? Monday the 6th?
No, Friday the 5th. It starts.
5th?
Yeah.
I'd be home then.
And then it ends Monday the 15th.
I'll be home when it starts. I'll be home because we should fly back, I think, on the 4th.
Hmm.
So when we get back, it'll be all fair.
However, if I was to come down, I could only, if it was going to be the Friday the 5th, so the first opening, I'd have to be coming into Hull at least 10:30 at night. Because I can't have that Friday off work. My colleague's already on holiday. Unless I do the Friday that's after, come up Friday and leave on the Sunday.
Yeah, because to be honest, that same weekend, there's the TF Nation meet up as well in London. And I originally, depending on how cash flow is after it when I get back, I was thinking of going to it, but to be honest, I don't think I'm going to do it because even though I found that I can get there for about, I can get the megabus, and that costs about £9 for a return.
Nice, Shadow. That wasn't directed at him. That was just me spraying my face. Don't know why you jumped to the. Sorry, you were saying.
What is the point of us having a conversation when she just talks over everybody and hear nothing but spray or
Yes, I'm warm and I'm hungry.
Women, they don't have any considerate of what they sound like.
I want to hear what I sound like.
Mum was the same. She'd walk into the kitchen and it just sounded like a flipping massacre's just happened in there. Just like bang, clatter, spang, boom, fucking hell. I'll go in there. Or you hear a dog slam and that's it. Jeez. Anyway, I forgot what I was thinking. I forgot what I was saying.
You're going possibly the TFN meetup.
Oh yeah, well I was thinking about it, but like I said, I'm not too sure. London prices and everything, you know, you have to pay. You pay double for things, and I was thinking if to make it viable, I'd have to stay over at least one night and come home the next day.
So either the Friday or go over on the Saturday and leave on the Sunday.
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking, well, I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, like I said, it's an expensive endeavour anyways, because trying to find a hotel that's reasonably priced for London prices, and, you know, it's going to be really expensive just for, like, 1 or 2 nights in London.
I mean, they were asking about other places. I think they were saying that about Derby. It's nearly the middle of England, or take.
Yeah,
a lot of things would probably go through Derby to get to. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's quite a bit of a duration to get from Derby to London, isn't it? Back and forth to the hotel all day. So you're going to end up going through.
You know, that's what I mean. They were saying they were looking for other places. You know, if London's not convenient, where else could you do it? I was like, well, go to Derby is central because.
I personally think they should do Sheffield.
Yeah, Sheffield.
I think they should do more meetups in either Sheffield or Manchester, because Manchester's perfect for anyone that's from Midlands and anyone from our neck of the woods. It's literally right smack bag centre is Manchester. So
I don't know why they always do them in London. Like
TF Nation is kind of based in
a lot of people really. So, you know, a lot of people can't make them.
I get a feeling like kind of based
because most of the people, I think, because most of the people that set it up live that way, and it's kind of like their well, because I think as well, Peter Spellos is doing his workshop weekend as well.
Yeah.
So they're combining it into one thing. Personally, if they did it in say like Nottingham or something like that,
Yeah, that's what I think. Like that.
it's not bad. It's about 2 hours for me to get there, but it'd be a lot easier and cheaper to get accommodation.
I mean, I go to Nottingham, so it's only about an hour for me as well. So, sorry, Shadow. So yeah, Nottingham is quite easy to get to.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I was thinking about it, but like I said, it'd be too much of a mad rush anyways, because I'd be literally getting home the day before, and then I'd have to get up ridiculously early to get the earliest train possible to get to on the Saturday, because literally I'd be flying home probably. Well, I'm going for the. Well, we're supposed to be flying home on the 11th day. We're going for 10 days, but we're flying home on the 11th day. I think that's what he said anyway. Have a look. No, right. It could possibly be. It's either the 3rd or the 4th of October we fly home. So I'm looking at that. I'll probably be home about a day or two before the London trip. But to be honest, I don't know what I'd be like. To be honest, I don't know if I'd be shattered, even though it's only like a 2.5 hour flight. But I don't know how I'll be like because it's the first time I've ever flown. So I don't know how my body's going to cope with the flight, you see.
Well, you're going there, so you'll kind of get an idea when you're actually there.
Yeah, like I said, when we first get there, the first day, because we're flying. I think the flight goes at about something like 10 to or 5 to 6 in the morning on the Sunday morning. Very early. I think it's like it's a very early flight. So I think when 2.5 hours of flight from hopefully setting off at about 6 in the morning, it's going to be about 8:30, 9 o'clock when we get in, about 8:30, 9 o'clock when we actually arrive into Spain or Alicante Airport. But I don't know what time it'll be in Spain though. Obviously, they'll be on a different time zone to us.
I think they're about an hour thing ahead of us.
It's probably be about 12 because I think
we're an hour ahead, mate.
Right. So basically, say in our time, it'll be about 8:30 in the morning when we actually land in Alicante. And then, but it'll actually be about 9:30.
Yeah, it'll be about that.
In their time, roughly. Yeah, because in Spain, we'll literally be landing when they have their, what do they call it? Where they kind of like go to sleep in the afternoon.
A nap.
A siesta.
I know it's called that's it, thank you, a fiesta. Siesta, is it? Siesta?
I said siesta. I don't know where you picked up fiesta from. That's a
yeah. Yeah, because like I said, like everything stops. Nothing opens until after 12 o'clock in Spain. Or if it does, they close for a bit and then open again later. Kind of the perfect place for me to go, to be honest. Because it's kind of like, I don't like getting up early. So I'll be getting, because no doubt we'll be literally drinking pretty much for a good point of every day. Well, to a point, I will be drinking water. When we get to Benidorm, I'm gonna go and pick up some bottles of water because obviously their natural water is not very good for you. So I'm gonna be picking up some actual bottled water when I get there because it'll be cheaper in euros and it will be in pounds. Oh no, actually no. It'll actually be a little bit expensive because obviously with people buying bottled water rather than drinking their natural water, the price of bottled water is actually more expensive than Coke.
Yeah.
Or whatever else. It's actually apparently someone said it's actually more expensive than beer. Bottled water is more expensive than a pint, which says pretty much everything, not really. But like I say, I mean, I don't have to really worry about money too much when I'm there. I mean, obviously, I'm going to try and get some money because I don't want to be confined to the hotel for the whole time.
Oh yeah, you'll want to be out and about.
Yeah, and plus I want to kind of go sightseeing because there's some nice places to go and chill, and there's some restaurants, obviously, some bars on the outside of the hotel,
Oh yeah.
nightclubs. So I might go clubbing and see if I can pull some chicks.
All right then, have fun.
Thanks.
Depending if you want to be with me when you're back.
I'll pull some. Well, the person I am, I'll probably end up pulling it from my mate Matty, because he'll probably run a mile as soon as one says hello to him.
He seemed quite confident when I saw him.
Well, he's all right at talking in a friendly way, but when it comes to actually asking a girl out, he's incredibly awkward. Very awkward. I mean, luckily, I've not really been there when he's asking girls out, but he uses a lot of these bloody dating apps. I'm like, seriously, you don't know what you're getting yourself into on a dating app. It might be a bloody guy in drag for all you know.
We don't use any of those apps.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to Benidorm, really. I know it's kind of hit a bit of a stupid thing where it was all fully paid for and booked and everything well before I lost my job at Asda, but it's hit at a really stupid time because I'm liable not to get this job at Admiral because I've got a holiday coming up.
No, you've got a pre-booked holiday, mate. They have to legally honour it.
I know, but sometimes,
You've got a hotel booked, you've got a plane tickets booked, mate. They can't say no. They can't deny you a job opportunity just because you've got a holiday booked.
That's true.
Have a little thing called life, and you still have things to do outside of work, and they cannot deny you a holiday that's pre-booked, especially if it's pre-booked way before you even have an interview with them.
That's true. They've got to respect any booked holidays, but end of the day, they don't have to actually take you on at the same time. It's their decision whether they want to take you on or not.
Well, yeah, but they can't deny you the job just purely because you've got a holiday booked.
Well, no, but like I said, we're thinking that they could maybe not give me the job because I've got a holiday, and it's maybe at a crucial time they might want me to start. Because I don't know how it works, you see, because I'm out of phase. I've not been to a job interview in about... Actually, no, I had a job interview last year for another job that I didn't get. So it's been about a year since I last actually had an interview. I hate interviews. I can't sell myself. I'm not confident. I don't have any confidence in myself, so I can't sell myself properly. I just hope if it is a woman, she's incredibly not attractive, because that will put me off. But I'm joking.
Well, I can go through questions with you if you need it.
Have you heard that from Helga yet, mate?
Nope.
No, do you need to email her again then? Should have been back from her by now, actually. Email her again.
I won't need to if I get the job from Admiral, will I?
Yeah, but if you don't, not to mention, I'm just saying, mate, it's good to have some eggs in your basket.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'm still waiting because there's some jobs that are still kind of active and waiting for them to finish before. So I might not hear. It might be a while until I actually hear anything. I mean, I'm surprised, to be honest. There's a few jobs that I thought I would hear something from because I've got the criteria, which is customer service based, and I thought I'd probably hear something back. But I'm not the only person that's probably after the same job. That's the problem. And plus, I've been looking for all the jobs on Indeed as well. So Indeed's a very, very popular job site. It's quite simple as well. I've got it on my phone. It's really easy to apply online. Because if it's actually been if it's actually been put on Indeed itself, which I mean, you have third party. Sometimes you have like third party kind of like places that actually own a certain company. So like, I don't know, but like I say, you know, you just kind of like people post jobs on there, but on behalf of another company. But then you've also obviously got jobs that are actually posted on Indeed for people that go on Indeed. Those jobs are really easy. You just literally upload your CV and just send it away. There's very little like fill in this, fill in that. All they ask for is mainly kind of like your full name, your address, email and your phone numbers and things like that, and that's all they ask for. And then you just put your CV to it and send it. Much easier is dealing with Indeed than anywhere else.
I liked using Indeed when I was applying for jobs because I say you don't have to keep putting all your information on.
No. And if you do have to do like a full thing, it remembers your details, so you can kind of like say put, I don't know, your first name, and then all of a sudden it'll just like remember it all, and it'll just all the columns will just get filled in straight away.
Also, on a side note, completely unrelated, I was looking up the website for Hull Fair, and apparently there's a Hull in Canada.
Yeah, there is. Georgia, is it? I think it's Hull, Georgia, I think it is.
This one says Hull, Quebec.
Oh, Quebec.
Yeah, I can't pronounce the sort of where it's the middle bit, but
I think there's a Hull in America as well.
Probably.
Because I managed to, I was just kind of put Hull in, and for some reason, Googling something, and I had to put Hull UK in because it was coming up with like somewhere in America called Hull as well, and in Canada, and
yeah, there's one
there's also a Birmingham in America as well.
Was it New England, New South Wales? I think that might be Australia.
Well, New England's got nothing to do with. Well, New England's it's not really. It's not. I don't think it's an American state. I think New England. I think it's
the county. Not county.
I can't remember now. I think New England is kind of where Family Guy's based. I know, obviously, that where they live is called Quahog, and obviously that's fictional. But they actually live in New England. Hence why it is an American state. It is an American state because there's NFL team called New England Patriots. So yeah, it is an American state. No, it's an island that's got American thingy on it. Anyway. Well.
So Quahog is Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island, that's right, yeah. That's where they live, Rhode Island. Quahog. Yeah. That's Family Guy, you know.
So what did you have for your dinner, Lizzie?
At the moment I have chips. There's a wrap down there as well that I'll have probably later.
What's in the wrap?
I think it's whatever the takeaway meat is. You know, when you have a kebab.
Doner meat.
Yeah, some of that. I forgot what it was called for me. Yeah, doner meat wrap. I like it all wrapped rather than in a kebab because kebabs kind of fall out. So yeah, I had chips with cheese, and then I've got a doner wrap with cheese as well.
Cool.
But I did give my mum the bottle of drink, so she now has it. Kind of annoyed. I kind of wanted some of that, but oh well.
Where is your mum anyway? Is she up in bed or is she in the other room?
Yes, lying. She's upstairs in her bedroom, keeping her leg up. I had a quick look when I had went to get her food, and she doesn't look. Her leg doesn't look good. It's swollen and quite red. She said she might not be in work tomorrow. I don't think she can actually get out of bed.
You know, she's best just not thinking about work. I think what she's best doing is staying home and get a doctor's note from doctors to say to kind of when she does to finally go back to work, she's covered.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's due to go to the doctor. I can't remember if it was Tuesday or if it's like Friday. I think it might be Friday. But I've said to her if she gets worse or if she needs anything, we can always toddle down to the hospital and see what's going on. It may mean that I would have to ring in work saying I've gone down with my mum to the hospital. I'll be in later. But at least I know. So I say she sent me that text when on the Sunday of TF Nation saying she'd gone to the walking clinic. I thought, okay. And then say it hasn't got worse, but it hasn't really got better either. Kind of state it is.
You've got Shadow Puss.
Yeah, he never leaves.
No, he's attached to you. If you were in the Philip Pullman's universe, it would be your demon. He would be the very essence of your soul.
No, he will be her demon familiar, Sam.
No, you've never read Philip Pullman's books, so you haven't got.
I think I have, but a bit of time ago.
That's over John.
Oh, I was going to say.
Don't read. You know, you've probably read it or at least heard of them, but John won't have a clue what I'm talking about.
Nope, so you have better things to do than read.
You should always read. Important to read.
It's a good idea to read, though, too far.
It is, but it's good to read stuff that you actually have an interest in.
But what are you interested in? I mean, seriously, I've probably got well over 100 books, I reckon. I mean, they're largely fantasy, to be honest, or actually, yeah, largely really fantasy based, to be fair.
I mean, a lot of horror.
Well, yeah, I've got horror as well.
Yeah.
I'm interested in most things. Just I mean, I've got loads of books. I don't want to buy any more books because I've still got some books that I've bought recently that I need to read or finish.
You like anime though, John? I thought you like manga.
I like manga, but it's a comic book. Comic books are manga. Personally, I just get lost in manga because I just think they're much. I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for saying this, but I personally think manga is actually a bit more better laid out and easy, much more interesting to kind of follow than a normal comic book. Even though manga essentially is a comic book, but what I mean is that like a Marvel or DC comic book, I kind of think some manga is actually a bit more, interesting. That's me personally.
Well, I started reading the Monster Musume ones, and I actually picked up a couple of days ago, I don't know, quite a long time ago, a book called Asylum. And that's a creepy one, but I haven't got very far in that yet. So I might start reading that one again. And then I picked up a crime novel yesterday. I've started reading called, I think it's The Spider in the End of the Room, or at the End of the Room.
Monster Museum's good, I like that.
I quite like that. But I read it the wrong way around the first time, and I was like, "What?" It started like a completely different, because they'll have the sort of look at what if you like this, look at other books that we've done or the same style. So I read it, I was like, that doesn't look quite Monster Mystery, right? Oh, I've read it the wrong way around. I forgot they read it right to left, not left to right.
It's kind of obvious when you pick the damn thing up, the spine's on the right rather than the left.
Yeah, I know, but...
No, there's no yeah, but about it.
About it.
The spine is on the right, not the left. Unless sometimes you get actual proper novels based on a manga, and it will actually be left to right like normal. But manga books specifically are right to left. And you can always tell that by the spine is actually right than the left.
So how long are you going to sit and look at a spine for, to be fair?
I should mention, just for all those who might be interested, I do have the full set for Monster Museum anime as well.
Ooh.
Which is a collector's set. Which comes like all the series on DVD, plus you get art cards with it that depict all the monster girls.
I got a couple of those with one of the ones I got. I got kind of compromising for this. Well, apart from one, a couple of I mean, I got like these short stories as well, and they got like that. They've got Happy in a swimming pool, I think. And I've got Centauria. They only came with 3, so I'm assuming if you get more, then these are all numbered. I'm assuming it's as you'd meet the girls. So you've got Mia, Happy, and Centauria at first, and then as you go on.
I just want to go to America, specifically just to try the food.
It's different to what we have here.
Yeah, but they've got bigger portions and you get more for your money. Yeah, but the thing is, though, right? The reason why, well, specifically, I want to go to New York because New York have literally some of the best food places you can go to in America, next to California. Literally, I know. I mean, pizza's pizza. You know, it's just bread with some tomato and toppings on it. But I really wanted to go to New York and try the New York pizza because it's it's cooked by actual proper Italians for one, and their pizza, their standard size pizzas are usually about 15-inch. Because, well, I don't know, but literally everything's massive. I mean, apparently there is a restaurant. My cousin went, probably about 5 years ago now. She went with some of her friends, and went to New York. And she took a picture. She went into this restaurant, and it was a pizza restaurant, obviously. And she had this slice of pizza that was about the size of a 12-inch box. Just the slice alone in length, and it was kind of like it was really quite wide as well, and it was literally just one slice of this pizza, and it was literally just it was easily about the size of probably about 15-inch slice of pizza in length, and then it was probably about 2 or 3 inches in width. It was really, really big. And that was just one slice.
Oh. You know, if I was to go to America, it'd be more for meeting my friends rather than actually going anywhere. Well, meeting my best friend.
What, going where?
I think she's in Maine.
Oh, Maine, Kentucky.
Maine,
Kentucky.
No. She lives in...
Maine is in Kentucky. Kentucky is an actual state, and Maine is part of Kentucky.
She lives in the town of Dayton. In York County.
That's not Maine, then, is it?
No, it is. York County, Maine.
Oh, okay.
I should know where my best friend lives. Well, she still lives there, to be fair. It's been quite a few years.
You don't know where John lives, though.
I'm rather glad I don't know where John lives.
See, that time he took you to his house, that wasn't his house. That was a house where a confused old man lives, and you know, John took advantage of him.
Yeah. I'll have to go and get some food soon. Oh, by the way, Lawrence isn't going to come on with us. Apparently, he's actually gone out instead. So he said he probably might do like a group chat thing with us later on in the week.
Fair enough.
I just want to get this bloody interview out the way. I hate things that are freaking like there. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, I just want to get it over with. I hate things like that. They're looming over you. I hate things that loom over you.
You're quite small.
You loom
over you.
Sorry?
Nothing?
You'll be fine, mate.
Just have confidence.
I just don't like interviews, and I don't like selling myself because I can't sell myself.
Nobody really likes interviews there.
What?
Nobody really likes interviews.
No.
Seriously, be yourself.
And what's that?
You're selling yourself. All that is just be yourself. You don't have to be anything other than yourself.
That's true, but you have to sell yourself as well, so it's to sell myself, not.
You love alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
You secretly you want to be a vegan. And the very thought of a Jack Daniels makes you sick.
Sort of. Yeah, well, we'll just see how it goes, I suppose. You can only do what you can at the time, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, try your best.
I mean, it'd be nice if I can literally, because I've only been unemployed for about 3 weeks, and if I can get into a job literally within 3 weeks, that's actually pretty damn good going, really.
It is.
I mean, what we'll see, anyways, because like I said, if I can help it, I'd rather not be on benefits for as long. I don't want to be on bloody benefits for too long, because I'll end up being bloody passed to this person, to that place, to this other place, like it was last time.
Well, nobody really wants to be on benefits for too long, but you can't really help it if you don't get a job either.
True.
I didn't plan for it to be on 3 years, but that's what really happened. As we said, you can only do what you can do.
That's true. But to be honest with you, I mean, I will agree. I mean, yeah, like Sam said, they have to honour your holidays, and yes, I agree with that. But even though I'm really looking forward to Benidorm, it's just at the back of my mind, and even my dad said it a couple of times, that it's come at a really stupid time, because I need a job, preferably before Christmas or before the New Year. And this is going to kind of put me back a little bit, because I can't check because when I'm over there, I'm going to be off my data, because I don't want to get charged for anything because I don't know what it's like over there in Spain. So I'm not going to be able to receive anything. I can't. Well, if I'm not at home, I can't receive my emails anyway. So if anyone's come back to me with a job or with a possible interview date, I won't know until I get home.
Yeah. So
it's a problem, you see, and apparently my dad said that even Job Centre could possibly sanction me a little bit. But what I mean, not sanction, I mean probably they might take some cash off me, so I might not get like what I should be getting. I might get a bit less because I'm unable to do a job search when I'm on holiday.
Yeah, I mean that's something they do. They're always on about if you're going on holiday, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Which is,
I mean, I've told Job Centre about obviously TF Nation, but that's gone now. And I also told them that I've got another one. I gave them the dates for both holidays I had coming up at the time. But I'm going to remind them when I go in on Friday. I'm going to remind them and just say, just want to kind of just make sure you've got it written down properly that I've got a holiday coming up in like 2 or 3 weeks' time, I think it's 3 weeks today. It's actually 3 weeks today that I go. But like I said, I'm just going to go away. I'm just going to go fucking all out ballistic. I'll probably go skinny dipping and then scare everybody away.
Well, if we see any reports of a whole town being evacuated due to fears of, I think we know what.
I just received a phone call from my dad. Like, hello, like, oh yeah, can you just explain to me why you are on BBC News right now behind a reporter completely started bollock naked? There was a reporter.
You were like, oh, okay, fair enough. But no, I mean, it's a holiday. You get to relax.
Yeah.
Do what you do.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's all been fully booked now. Everything's been. I mean, like I said, if the holiday itself was over 700 quid, which I had to pay over 4 or 5 months. So it's all fully paid for. It's been fully paid for about a whole month now. It was we actually booked it about 5 or 6 months ago, and I had to start I think about 7 months ago we actually initially. When did no? I think it was about March time. I think it was about March time last year when we actually made the decision and actually booked the holiday.
Yeah.
So it's actually been quite a while since we actually initially booked it, and then we didn't start paying anything, or any money wasn't taken out until this year. I think unless I get mixed up, I can't remember. But anyway, so it's been a while since we actually booked it, but it's all fully paid for and everything's all done, and I'm not going to miss out. I don't care.
You got it paid for. You may as well.
No, I need to. I'm not going to waste fucking nearly 800 quid.
Are you going, Sam, or is it just?
No, it's just it's John.
Yeah.
Well, when John booked it, I was unemployed anyway, so that's why I'm not going.
Yeah, that's kind of as well as kind of like thinking about doing Baltimore, America for BronyCon next year. If Sam is able to and I'm able to book it off as well, it's kind of like with me going away this year. It's kind of like a bit of a chance for me, Sam, and whoever else wants to come with us to kind of just have another holiday. But to be honest, it's a bit of a tall order, really. It depends what my commitments are going to be like. It depends if I do get a job in the meantime. It depends on what their holiday allowance is as well. Because
yeah, I mean,
I think for the most part, most places give you at least a good month's worth of holiday a year. And obviously you've got to split that over the whole year, pretty much.
But also, it depends on whether they automatically take out your stuff like Christmas and all that, because that's what ours does. So they'll automatically take out all the sort of bank holidays, and then whatever's left you can book as actual holidays. So originally we start with, I think, like 28, but then once we've taken out all the standard holidays, it goes down to 22, I think.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, see how it goes. But
I think I've got about 19 days left. I booked TF Nation off, or it might be 12 now, actually. I booked TF Nation off a week after TF Nation, and then my uncle's wedding my uncle's holiday, a wedding in May, and then after TF Nation. That's all I got at the moment.
You know what? I think when my dad goes to bed, I might creep out and go and get myself a takeaway.
If you want to take away now, you can order. We can finish here.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that just yet because my dad literally. If you don't want my dad to hear something, he will fucking hear it. And somehow, I don't know. It's weird. Usually, if it's money related, he will hear it. I remember I remember one time me and my mum did this little like joke to my dad one time. My mum kind of looked over at me and kind of gave me that look and a bit of a nod to say, just work with me here, you know, kind of thing. And she just went, "Oh, Johnny." I went, "Yeah." Like, well, did you still want that £1,000? That £1,000 you asked me that you wanted to borrow. And all of a sudden, my dad was completely oblivious. He was ignoring my mum. He was reading the paper, completely oblivious. My mum was trying to talk to him, and he was just completely ignoring her. And then she just said, like I said, just kind of like work with me here kind of thing. She just went, "Oh, Johnny, did you still want that £1,000 you wanted for going away and for TFNIT for art assembly?" And my dad just was like, just kind of chucked his paper down and was like, "What?" Complete shock horror on his face. So it's like, "I got your attention now," and he just kind of just like a smug smile on his face, and he just went back to reading his paper.
Yeah, that was quite common of your mum. That your dad's a typical Yorkshireman. Opens his wallet only when necessary. Even then, it's begrudgingly that he does it.
I just feel like I'm just being a big fat fucking burden on everybody at the moment. Yeah.
Well, once you get a job, you'll be able to go out more and you'll be able to meet more people, actually. Getting a new job, you have new friends.
True, probably. Well, like I said, I mean, with my last job, it took me fucking ages to actually be in some talking terms with certain people because for some reason, when I first started, a lot of the people that the newbies were absolutely resented when I first started. Mainly because we weren't taking our fault. It was mainly because the management stupidly gave all the overtime to new ones rather than the ones that had been there for X amount of years. Which I can understand why they were upset. Because they're entitled to overtime as well. But for some reason, they gave, when I started, literally, I was on about 50 hours a week when I first started. And I'm not joking. I was working nearly 45 to 50 hours for the first 3 months. I was earning about 1,500 quid a month.
No, I'd say about that.
That was after tax. That was after tax. I remember one time I got nearly £2,000. But obviously with tax, I got about 1,500. But literally, I was earning pretty good money when I first started because they were literally chucking every bit of extra hours on me. Sometimes I was working a full week. I didn't have one day off. It took me probably about a month or two until I could actually get at least one day off a week without somebody putting me down to work an extra shift. It took a while for me to actually start because legally, to be honest, that was against the rules because legally they have to honour apparently I found out before I lost my job ironically, they have to honour, apparently they can't give me contracted hours for a day off. I didn't know that. I thought I could willingly give up a day off and ask them to give me contracted hours for that. But apparently, as the policy, you're not allowed. Apparently, they're not allowed to give contracted hours on a day that's supposed to be your day off. The only thing that they can do is pay you overtime instead. So say if can you come in and help us out kind of thing, then they can pay us extra money, but they can't put it down as contracted hours. They just put it down as overtime instead. I didn't know that. And I was there for nearly freaking 9 years. It just shows you how good there was with communication. And I didn't know half the stuff until later on. And plus the training they gave us.
Buy some putty.
I need some putty.
It's
I want to
very
get a fidget.
distracting putty. I like it.
I want to get a fidget spinner again.
Could give you one of mine if you want. I ain't allowed to use them at work.
I'd like one of those fidget cubes as well.
I've got one of them. I've got a fidget cube and a fidget spinner. Though personally, if I had the putty at work, I wouldn't do any work. I'd be stood behind the tills just play with the putty. Because
To be fair, I wouldn't be able to get much work done if I had the putty.
I don't know what it is about putty, but it's just incredibly distracting.
Well, that's the whole idea of it, mate. It's that was probably kind of like a bit like the fidget spinner. It's something to fidget with and preoccupy your mind with.
Yeah, but it's never took off. No kids are interested in putty. They're interested in slime. But putty is better because this stuff lasts a lot longer than slime does.
Yeah, it does, but I can understand why they'd like slime.
Yeah, but it's nothing new. We had slime when we were kids.
Yeah. Well, mate, the thing is, what you've got there is not new. Essentially, it's Play-Doh, but with a bit more of life expectancy to it.
Played with a larger life expectancy.
Huh?
That may be true, mate. That may be true.
I am just a big, fat, annoying twat.
Well, no, we have it on the internet. Where's
Aye.
your cat, by the way, John?
What?
Where's your cat?
She's probably downstairs. She came up before we went on camera, but she buggered off again. She's probably waiting for her food. She usually gets fed about 10:30 before my dad goes to bed. So she's probably waiting around my dad for food.
Yeah, she's like, I need food. I need food.
You know, she goes absolutely mad for some reason. Stuff my dad eats well, some of the stuff my dad eats is a bit disgusting, really. But literally, my cat's literally all around my dad. She goes, you know that patty that pate stuff, whatever that you could put in like sandwiches or put on crackers. She goes absolutely ballistic for that pate stuff. Absolutely batty. She literally goes nuts. She's literally climbing all over my dad, and she's not that type of cat. She will not climb on your knee or sit on your knee, but she goes absolutely crazy for anything like that. And prawns as well. She loves prawns and cheese. She used to go bloody batshit crazy for crisps as well. And she used to eat flies mid-air. All of a sudden, she'd just be like kind of sat there, and all of a sudden, she's like, her head's like this, looking out, and then all of a sudden, she'll jump up and gone. She doesn't do that anymore, but she is a bit old now. But me and my dad think she might be on her last legs. Really, she's kind of she does well. She does well on herself, you know. But she's not eating properly. She's drinking more than eating, and that's kind of a bit of a sign with cats that they might have maybe some problem with them if they're not eating but drinking more. That's usually a kidney problem, but she's not in any distress at the moment or any pain or anything like that. So see how it goes.
Well, hopefully it's not anything too serious at the moment.
Yeah, well, like I said, we've lost 2 cats. I've had to get put down. But hopefully she might last a bit longer. Well, she will, hopefully.
I mean, how old is she?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think we didn't when we got Mindy and Garfi together. I think it wasn't long after my cat Susie passed away. So I think I've had her. Well, we bought them both when I was about maybe 16, 17. I think my previous cat passed away when I was about maybe 15, 16. So I think probably within about a year afterwards. No, a couple of months. I think a few months after our original cat passed away, we then decided to have a look around for other cats, and we picked up Mindy and Garfi together. But Garfi passed away about 5 years ago. So I've had probably since I was about 15, 16 is probably since I've had the cat I've got now. So how many years is that? About 15? What?
About 12, 13 years.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, she is getting on. I mean, but cats have been known to live for about 20 odd years, haven't they? Some cats.
Well, yeah, some cats. So cats are usually between somewhere between 13 and 17 years.
Mm. Well, we'll see. I mean, she seems happy in herself. She's still like her own little self. Her personality hasn't really changed much. But it's just her eating habits. You know, she'll be all around you for food, and then you put her in a bowl, and she just seems to like lick it a little bit, and then she'll just go straight to the water, and then she'll just walk away, and she'll leave it, and then she'll be asking for more food from you, but yet you've just given her for food in a bowl. So it's either the meat my dad buys, which is the cheap shit stuff from friggin' Lidl. She maybe doesn't like the meat. She maybe doesn't like the cat food. It could be something as simple as that, but my dad won't buy the stuff that's more expensive because he's a cheapskate. But cats can be quite picky with food.
Oh yeah. Kind of the same thing. He eats the jelly first and then eats the meat for a lot later.
Yeah, I mean our cats. Weirdly, all of our cats have preferred jelly to gravy. But yeah, I mean, we tried gravy before, but she doesn't really eat gravy. She kind of prefers the like in a jelly form.
Oh, wonderful.
But we'll see how it goes. I mean, we'll just keep observing her, but she seems, I don't know, she seems all right at the moment. But we're just at the moment she's been quite to herself a little bit more, which is kind of like she might like go in a corner and curl up and go to sleep in a corner instead of actually being where we can see her. You know what I mean? She's been doing that a little bit more, which is usually a telltale where, because when cats feel that they're going to die, they go somewhere quiet, don't they?
True.
Well, they don't usually beg for food. They don't usually sit next to your dad and go, "Give me your patty. I want your patty."
That's true. But like I said, I mean, we don't know. There's like little things that we've noticed with her a little bit in her mannerisms that kind of like, when it comes to cats, could mean something quite bad, or something might go wrong with her. Like I said, when the cats drink more water than eating food, that usually means it could be a kidney thing. Or she just simply doesn't like the food my dad buys her, because she likes her treats. You know, if you give one of her treat sticks or treats, she'll pop them up, no problem. So it could be just something. Maybe I personally think we should maybe just try her on some different food and just see if she eats that.
First, then you can see if it's food or if it's something else.
Yeah, because my dad's buying the cheap stuff that the cheap stuff that you get at like Lidl. That's really like maybe about £1.50 or something like that. So it's probably not got really that much substance to it.
My mum often buys the Sainsbury's own brand. They seem to like that, but obviously different cats like different things.
Yeah, that's true.
So
They've all got their specific likes and dislikes as everything. Seriously though, I mean, I know I'm probably being a complete annoyance, but I do feel like completely useless at the moment. I'm in one of those moods where, ever since losing my job, I just feel like a complete useless twat. I can't do anything.
TF Nation to kind of. Oh, sorry, I need to leave my cat. You had TF Nation to sort of forget about it, and then now.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I had TF Nation to kind of like have a good time, but like I said, in between that, all I've had is kind of this awkwardness with my dad. Still got stuff on my mind about my mum passing away, and then I've got this shit I've got to deal with as well. It's just as if I've got like no fucking chance to just kind of get my head together at all. And I just feel everyone's fucking laughing at me in the background as well. Yeah, mental health, isn't it fun?
Your stuff, but now you're kind of settled into realization of what's going on.
Well, to be honest, I knew what the realization was anyways. I mean, I was prepared. I knew that I was going to lose my job after being suspended the second time. I knew it was because they kind of told me that this is the last chance. If it's proven, if whatever happens after this and it is proven, then unfortunately it will be bad news. But like I said, they just chucked everything at me. They chucked the freaking dustbin, they chucked the fucking pans, everything at me. And I had no chance. And I still haven't got a proper reference from them.
Well, you don't see the reference.
Well,
when an employer provides a reference, it's sent straight to the employer that you're having an interview with. They don't physically send you the reference. So you don't actually see a reference from any employer because they never send it to you. They'll just send it to the employer you're having an interview with. 90% of the time, all the reference is, most of the time, is just basic questioning. It might like be, what was this person's overall job satisfaction? How would you describe this person briefly in their role? A lot of the time, it's very basic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will never see it because obviously it's nothing to do with you. I mean, they have to provide you with a reference, but most of the time it's very basic. So it's usually just based off your work history. You all right there, Lizzie?
Yeah.
Good.
Starting to, when you well, John does not quite so much, but you might get it, Sam. When you realised you've not really done much over the weekend, you want to relax on the weekend, but you don't want to do anything, and now you're quite late on a Sunday night. You feel like you've wasted your weekend.
Yeah, I get that feeling a lot.
Yeah, I don't do. To be honest, I'm a young guy, and I really don't do fuck all on a weekend. And I wish I could do. I wish I could afford to go out more. Just chuck a load of beer and stuff down me, and feel a little bit better for an hour or two, and then sob my heart out later. It's usually what happens with alcohol.
Alcohol soothes everything.
Sorry?
Remember again.
What?
Alcohol soothes everything until you remember again.
Yeah.
Well, alcohol's an antidepressant, so yeah. Well, I'll get sorted eventually. It's just the whole thing is that I'm literally feel like a fucking hermit. I'm literally confined. It's just like I've been sentenced to life imprisonment at the moment. It's just like it's like this house is kind of like my cell block. It's just I can't, I can maybe go for a walk, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? I can't like go out. I can't enjoy myself. I can't meet up with people, because that costs money sometimes. I mean, all I've done since, I'm not allowed to touch I can't touch my money at all. My dad's been incredibly strict with me because I'm not in a job. I can understand to a point, yes. I need to keep whatever money I've got there just as a a bit of a lifeguard, really. I understand that. But it's just, you need to have a little bit of freedom at the same time, because, you know, he's just going to just start hitting your head on the brick wall, so to speak.
You need to look at other things than the 4 walls you've got, because that was the issue I had when I didn't have a job. Just going out to sign on, that was it. So going out maybe once a week, you soon begin to feel having fever. You just see the same 4 walls every time, or however many walls, 3 walls, however many walls that room specifically has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to get all sentimental, guys. I'm just in one of those moods at the moment.
No, it's all right, mate. Just don't dwell on things. You know, if you need to, go out for a walk.
Yeah.
Well, charge your phone, put some music on.
Huh?
Charge your phone, put some music on, and go for a walk. Go for a wander.
Yeah, I might see about that. I might. Just at the moment, I mean, I don't like I said, I don't like things that are looming over my head, like this interview. I just don't like things like that, because I'm just thinking about all the scenarios, like, oh shit, what if I balls this up? What if I fuck that up? What if I always think like that. Even when I go to begin at TF Nation or Auto Assembly, I thought, oh shit, I hope I remember to bring my camera. I hope I remember to bring this cable. I'm like, why am I fretting about this shit? But I do. Yeah, it just does my head in. Anxiety does it to you. That's the problem with me. I've got anxiety problems. I pretty much freak out over the most stupid of things. Sam, can you fuck off for a minute? I need to bang one out.
Why am I the one who needs to say
Well, I'm not joking. It'll be weird having 2 guys doing it in front of a guy, wouldn't it?
Isn't it weird doing it in front of your girlfriend if you haven't actually done it before?
Not really. Is it?
Especially since we're live as well.
Yeah, it's free porn.
Obviously. But no, I mean, what my dad used to do when he wasn't very well, even if it was 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd go out for a walk, come back. It used to help. What do you look at me for when I said my dad, Shadow? You weren't around for that time. You have no idea about my father. This little cat. But yeah, I used to do that. Say to go out for a walk, because the exercise as well helps. I don't. I usually have my music on if I'm going for a walk. The only time I didn't is when you and I went for the walk in Hessel.
Yeah.
And so that was when we were talking.
Music's always a good way to chill and escape reality.
Mm.
I do a lot of thinking when I'm listening to certain types of music. Right, not to cut short, but I will leave you 2 lovebirds to it. I will head off because I do have a few things I want to try and do this evening before I go to bed.
What's that? Have a nice wank over some horrible porn that you got stashed on your past history?
No.
You're not supposed to tell the internet that.
What?
That's Sam's little secret. Shush.
No, there is nothing like that. That's all.
I give you my tiny little secret.
Oh, yeah, Lizzie.
I'm telling you one now you'll be kissing all the regret.
You like my dragon, Lizzie?
You what? Oh, that's cool. Where'd you get that?
I got this from Christmas off my mum 2 years ago.
That's really
He pulled
cool.
it out of his ear. He pulled it out of his ear.
Right, I'm going to disappear. So have a good night, you two. Lizzie, it's been great catching up.
I'll catch you sometime later.
Indeed, I will probably speak to you both later. So behave. You're on live chat. No funny business.
If Johnny never behaves anyway.
Yeah, true. But, give him a smack for me, Lizzie, if you have to.
Will do.
See you later, then.
You are live on Channel 4. Please do not swear.
I said late that now.
Ah, that's what I think about that, John. Bye. See you all later.
Bye.
So what time are you going to get dinner? Food?
I don't know. I've got my dad's brother and his wife's around at the moment downstairs, so I'd imagine probably a bit later on. Because my dad will probably go off at me if I brought anything home in front of him.
What time do the takeaways shut though?
I think because it being a weekend, it's open while a good midnight, probably over midnight.
No, I've already done mine, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm assuming Mum may or may not. Mum's not online. The one problem with her being upstairs, I don't know if she's drunk all the drink. I kind of wanted some.
Why don't you just go upstairs so I can have some drink, please? Instead of like messaging that like an idiot.
Because I want to sit here and talk with you, duh.
Well, it don't matter to put the computer down for a second. I know my face is so beautiful and spectacular, but you know, you have to do other things. Transformers.
Might pop up YouTube. So got it. Need to clear out. I think cat knocked over the M&Ms, so there's now M&Ms all over the floor. Annoying. Oh well, I'll have those later. Well, no, I mean we can carry on for a bit if you want to sort of finish and do your own thing. It's up to you.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm not in any rush.
We've been doing this for. I know I need to put my stuff in the washing machine, into the dryer. I need to put stuff in tomorrow. But that can be a very quick thing, depending on. What are you dealing with now?
Figure from earlier.
I didn't see what it was earlier. You just went, ta-da! I didn't see it.
Ah. Oh, sweet. You could have him as a look something out of Robocop.
Oh dear. It looks a bit like Lugnut.
Yeah, a little bit.
What is that character though?
He's called Blot.
Oh, is that the one that the female, the one you showed me earlier?
Yeah. He's called Blot, but he's one of the Terracons.
Fair enough.
Oh shit. No. That's it.
What have I got down here?
Huh?
I found a box of Transformers. I have. Oh, wait, not Movie Megatron? Oh, he has a missile.
That's Mixmaster.
He has a missile?
Revenge of the Fallen Mixmaster you've got there.
Yeah, I got him last year. Shit. What the hell is this? Oh, I'll work it out later. Yeah, I found all the sort of ones I bought last year but didn't actually get out. Be back in. I've got him, I got that little Megatron.
I'll tell you my dead little secret.
I'd rather not hear your dirty little secret.
Don't tell anyone or you'll be kissing all the regret.
I like that one though. Good. Crap. I thought the smoke pipe's a bit wibbly. Wibbly smoke pipes.
I am so bored. I'm so
As I say, if you wanna, we've been doing this for quite a long time. If you want to finish and
No, I'm only joking.
Go do.
It's always lovely to have you on.
What the hell is some plasticky thing, whatever it is? I don't know, I'll work it out later. But yeah, I just found the movie Soundwave that I got as well. It's quite cool. Put you in there. Oh, I have a barricade. Oh, it's my barricade from last year. Oh, can't remember what I do with you now. Have you seen this? Tiny little barricade.
A little barricade, yeah.
He does something, but I can't remember what he does. I can't get him to do it. Ah, shit. Oh, that's what he does. Ta-da! Find a little barricade. With a ridiculous face. Oh, it's those, you push them and they supposed to pop up. They did a Bumblebee one, what's he? If you remember those tiny, like, animated ones. Oh, shit.
What?
I'm kicking around somewhere and they do the exact same thing. Click that to lock it. Oops. So you sort of roll them into each other and they hit each other, they pop up. I don't know if it's got his name here. The 2006. Oh no. Wait, this can't be 2006. Is it Takara and Hasbro 2006? This movie wasn't till 2007, wasn't it?
Which one are you on about?
The very first Michael Bay movie.
That's 07, yeah.
Yeah. So how is this trademark 2006?
Because a lot of the figures was released a good year before the film came out.
Fair enough. Look. Now he went to stay in his car mode. There we go. You cute little car. Little barricade. What else have I got? Oh, I have. I'm assuming this is a mini con, but I don't know what for. I have a mini con, but I don't recognise the mini con. Little grey. Little grey jet. Not Starscream. Look, it's a little grey mini con.
Ooh.
But he's not Starscream because he's got a little car, I think. Oh, he has a minicon jet and a shockwave. Because I always have a shockwave. It feels like a bad idea. Oh, that comes off. Again, I just collect sound wave and shockwave. This looks to be possibly a game version. Look. Turn into a shuttle rather than a.
Yeah, they're up until 12:30 on a Sunday. My local takeaway. Still open for another 2 hours yet.
That is not what I expected. I expected them to be like, I don't know, 10 or...
No. They're open until 2 o'clock on a Saturday and a Friday because it's all the pubs and everything chuck out. But obviously, with it being Sunday, they're not open as long. Depends how busy they are. They could be between midnight to 1 in the morning. Just looked it up now.
What do you usually go for? Like a Chinese or?
Well, no, the one I go to is called Bella Pizza. It's like a...
Oh, good pizza place.
Yeah. I was thinking of getting a kebab or something. So either a kebab or...
I say I've got a wrap. Which I'll eat at some point. Oh, I can't get this chocolate face out. So is it just like a? I was going to say waitressing, but a table thing. Shit. The job interview you're going to.
Yeah.
God damn it! I mean, things have popped off. Where's the noise thing? Shut up, Shadow. You don't get to say in this. No, no. I'll work that out later. Can't get Shockwave's face out. But no, I'm saying if you wanted, I could pop down for Hull Fair and have the weekend. Or at least till Sunday. Well, yeah, at least till Monday. One way. It turns it feel like you're ready. You probably want the weekend to like recharge, so it could be the following week. But it depends on what you think. Depends what would be easy for you. So we'll probably be coming up on a Friday late and then leaving on a Monday. We'll have slightly more time. So let's say if we do it on the first week that it starts. Ooh. Oh, no, I remember what the mini block for. Then I say you would have only just come back from your trip. You probably still want some time to relax and recharge before having another trip.
Well, like I said, I mean, I don't know what's going on yet. I mean, like I said, I mean, I originally was thinking of going down to London for that meetup, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to bother.
Yeah.
So, because it all depends really of how much money I've got when I get back as well. So yeah, I might not bother, but I'll probably, if you want to come down for Hull Fair, then I'm definitely gonna. I mean, I always do Hull Fair anyway, so.
I mean, it's easier for you than it is for me, because if I say with only having 1 day holiday, it would either be coming on quite late on a Friday and then leaving on a Monday, or coming, having a day off on Friday. But if I have a day off on Friday, it would need to be the week after, because my colleague's got the 5th off already, so I can't have that time off.
Right.
So I don't mind doing it after work, but if I was to do the travelling on the Friday, I'd say it wouldn't be till at least probably half 10 at night I'd be arriving.
Right.
Which I don't mind, because I say I wouldn't be hanging out anyway. I'd need to still get ready for the next day, and it gives us slightly more time actually in Hull Fair itself. But then the week after, I'd say it would be, if we were to do it then, it would be coming up on a Friday, and then I would be leaving sometime on a Sunday, which doesn't actually give too much time.
Yeah.
Well, shit, yeah.
Well, like I say, I mean, I think when we fly back, it's either the 3rd or the 4th of October, and if you say that it starts from the 6th, then...
Well, it starts on the Friday the 5th, but...
Well, it's on for a whole week anyway, so...
Yeah. I certainly wouldn't be there. Even if I did come up on the Friday, I certainly wouldn't be there on the Friday. So I'd be arriving quite late, having a nap, making sure I'm ready for the next day, and then sort of starting the weekend. Or even if I wasn't, I'd probably then either that or leave on the Saturday quite early.
Yeah.
And arrive midday on the Saturday and still be there Sunday and Monday.
Mm.
But we've got a bit of time to arrange something.
That's true.
Well,
so, I mean, like I said, it completely depends. Like I said, I'm going to write down in preparation for this interview. I'm going to write down the time off, but I'm going to maybe add an extra couple of days on top of getting home as well. Because I was thinking, because like I said, I'm away for like a week and a half, so I was thinking about pretty much saying about 2 weeks in total. Yeah. Because it'd be easier to do it that way. So I'm going to find out kind of the dates. But the thing is, I can't remember if I put down it already on the. I don't think it asked me about holidays. No, it didn't. I'm getting mistaken with another job I applied for. It asked me to list any holidays I got coming up, but I haven't heard anything from that one. So.
Well, so you've got a bit of time to get things, and even if you haven't got a job by then, you've got enough time to sort of get things sorted. And even if you just decide you want to go see Hull Fair with you guys.
Yep.
Well, we've got enough time to decide stuff.
Yep. Definitely.
Did you got like a interview suit, or is it just?
Oh, I was thinking like maybe going either in a suit or like smart casual. I don't really know how to kind of do it really.
If it's the Admiral, I'd probably just go more smart casual rather than a suit. It's a bit sort of a bit overkill if you went in a suit.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, I don't think I'll do a suit. I think I might just go maybe like a shirt and slacks, like that, bit more casual.
You need to look presentable and sort of ta-da, but not. I said you need to dress for the location. So if it is a bar, you need to look presentable and smart without being, too dressy.
True.
Tush. I might head off and sort of get ready for work tomorrow. Just hit a wall. I'm starting to get a bit tired. I need to make sure all my stuff's all ready and make sure I've got a drink and everything for tomorrow. All at night.
What's up to you? If you want to call it a night, we'll call it a night.
So I've got to put the work in for tomorrow and find the last of my stuff. So yeah, I think I was going to say I think I'm going to call it at night, but you can stay on. But it's kind of a bit.
Well, no, if you wanna end it now, I mean, like I say, I mean, I'm glad to get myself some tea anyways at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I'll see you on Facebook if you want to still chat then message, but I'm gonna get everything sorted and ready for work tomorrow, so I don't have that much to do when I go out. So I will catch you at some point.
You will do.
Or whether I think. I hope you didn't message me earlier saying I'm ready because my phone's upstairs. I only brought my iPad downstairs.
Yeah, no worries.
I will catch you later. Yeah, I mean, at some point we'll have to have the whole gang in for chat, but yeah, I'm sorted and ready for work for tomorrow. I will message you tomorrow, sort of breakdown to see how you're doing and what you've been doing. I mean, I think that might help as well if you sort of. And that's what I used to do with at the time when I was dating somebody. I'd give them a little update. Goes, you're in all day. Go out and find a flower or take a picture of a bird or whatever. Something to sort of get you out of the house.
Yeah.
But we can always try that if you're feeling a bit sort of meh.
Yeah, well, that's what I might do, mate. Start get Tuesday out the way, and I think after that, probably just come and maybe just go and just chill out for a bit, go for a walk, or just. I mean, something because me and my dad, go out sometimes, like maybe go maybe up to Brid or Scarborough or something like that for a day out. But
well, if you do let us know what it's like. Say we only drove through it when we went to Whitby. We never actually stayed there. So if you do go out, that's fine. If you do go to Scarborough, let us know what you think of it. So pass the information on to Mum. So we might want to go there again.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you are feeling a bit, 4 walls are getting a bit annoying, so I can always set you out with find me a picture of a flower. Scavenger hunt. I don't know.
Probably.
then I will catch you sometime later.
You will do, yeah. It's been nice having you on again, and had a bit more of a proper chat up.
Bit of talk shower than what we did last time, but yeah, I mean, I'm always generally around,
True.
so if I'm not, I'm always within reason. Stop playing with your foot, with your hand. Sorry, not your foot. Yeah, that's the things we don't see on the internet. That's a whole different thing. Nobody wants to see you doing that on camera. A pay per view.
Huh?
I said that is a pay per view.
Is it?
Well, not that. The other thing, yeah. The pay per view.
Plus.
Isn't an awkward angle? His back leg is against the seat, and his one front leg's under my arm, the other one's sticking out. I don't know what he's doing.
Mad cat. Alright, well, we end it now if you want, and
End it now, we can get something.
yeah,
Fine.
probably some point during the week, probably do another one with Lawrence involved as well, and
Yeah,
see
that's as soon as we nothing around. Probably move back with purring now. Probably all you can do with him purring. Yes, that is a small clap. Well done. Right. I will see you later. Oh, don't do that. Nobody wants to hear that. Oh. On that note, I think I should be going.
Alright, well, it's been nice to talk to you again, and yeah, have a bit of a chill out.
So we'll have another one at some point.
We will do, definitely.
I'll have a good night, and I hope you get something good for takeaway.
So if I get around to it, not knowing my dad, it'll probably end up being past freaking midnight tonight. Now I want to get some.
Unlucky.
Yeah, well, I can always get myself a snack or something.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be able to get something.
Yes, we will.
I will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.